Hello, hello, hello. I definitely didn't forget to unmute my mic before I started talking a second ago. Shut up about that. And I'm definitely not slightly late to start streaming either. Shut up about that too. So, as I feel I've kind of... The Telvanni thing kind of brought me all around. What was that? Hush you, I know my mic's active now. Anyway, I feel like I've done most of the things in this mod that are of some interest. Like, I've been pretty around the place. I'd say maybe over down in Bosmora, and I could probably do a thing or two in Tel Galan and Nivalis. I feel like for the most part, I've done most of the, interesting content. So, barring just, like, random fighters and mages guild crap, I don't think there's too much left to do other than the main story continuation. It's kind of called the main story epilogue. So I quick, hi, by the way, Quilla. I quick, sort of refreshed what that dream told Ungoth. And the canon reason that he took this long is that Ungoth kind of, like, he was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. And then he kind of wandered off and forgot about it for a few weeks. But I need to go to Halamayan. Which is over here, but the way to get there, I believe, was from Ebonheart. To get to Ebonheart, fastest way is if I can get to another Mages Guild. That can get me to Vivek, which is right next to it.
Care to see the sights?
Let's see, Telawada, I could get to Firewatch, which could get me to Vivek. I have to walk to Firewatch, maybe? Actually, might be able to boat somewhere nearby. You can get me to Baloria. Where's that again? Where's Baloria? I know I've been there before. I do not recall how. Just walk to Firewatch since I don't know where that is. So yes, this is quite like, unless there's something about this, unless there's like a really interesting thing in the mod left for me to do that I just never found. I feel like it really peaked in Narcissus. Although this Telvanni quest, nah, I'm not even gonna say it was that interesting, because most of the Telvanni stuff I actually did was very old and pretty lame. But I think this will probably be the last TAMRIEL rebuilt stream. And then for the next one, which I might be moving to Saturday for analytics reasons, even though I moved it from Saturday for analytics reasons. We'll see. Regardless, it'll probably be Project TAMRIEL. I still have this on. Where'd all this weight come from? Some more crap to leave off when I get there, for sure. Come back here, you! Who were these guys? Random bandits in the middle of nowhere. This ain't even a good setup. At least people in caves are actually, like, protected from the elements. You guys are just out here. One bad rainstorm and all three of you are dead. Most of you aren't even sleeping under anything. I think the only other thing I might look at for here is finding, like, the new Daedric quests. It's very hard to come across those naturally, even in base Morrowind. I tried to. Every time I've seen a Daedric shrine, I've ran headfirst into it, for a few reasons, admittedly. And even in the base game, a lot of those aren't easy to find, and I don't think I did all the ones in the base game.
Stupid!
One sec. Ah! Sorry. Dog was having a little dream, had to wake him up. And it friggin' wild Gwar was just behind me the whole time. It's like, what the hell is that squeaking noise? What is this? Some guy. Looks like they've been robbing the Quama mine. Yeah, sure enough, dead miner. I'll watch this way. Dagon Rule Region. El Owada is this way as well? Ah! Fuck was that? Lion fear out of nowhere. Suppose I am back in the Firewatch area. It's just Daedra lying around here. Rain. Boom. The amount of holy sites desecrated because Ngoth was bored. It's not zero, but for most people it should be. He just kinda doesn't care. You wonder how recently this MSQ epilogue was added. Might determine whether or not it's, lame and boring. Hell is that? Oh, it's just one of those flying jellyfish things. Just was... It's just at the perfect angle to look like a flag or a banner. Alright, made it to Firewatch. Probably keep this closed, dude. Though it was probably Ungoth who last opened it, that's no excuse to just leave it like that.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
Do-do-do. Send me to Vivek.
My pleasure, really.
I'm actually going to... I always mix you two up. Now stop in Balmora to drop off more trophies. What's up? Hello, Sarah. Just start... No soliciting. And I'm sorry, but that counts. Okay. Staff of Expeditious Exit. Don't try to use it. This thing's good for walking around because of that... all that feather on it. Lane's Render? I can go in there. The Thalmon Soothsight. Don't need that with me at all times. Ward of Akavir. That can go there. Do-do. Actually was lots of weight I just cut out. That's probably fine. Staff of Magnus. Sure hope this doesn't end up in some ancient dragon cult tomb in 200 years. That'd be weird. How the heck does it get there after, apparently, going to Cyrodiil? Who took it to the tomb? Is there more than one? No idea. But that's not gonna happen, obviously. Cut forward maybe several real-life months into the future, Ungoth finding that. Look at these hops. Alright. Need a quick stop in Balmora, just to unload some trophies. But now, we go back to Vivek to go to Ebonheart to go to Holomaya.
You flatter me with
Every step of that is completely necessary and required.
Welcome, Argonian. Let's set aside our differences and talk, shall we?
Yes, Outlander?
Actually, I can just... Divine Intervention. To get you to Ebonheart from Vivek. I remember that. Civi will get you from Ebonheart back to Vivek. I say from Ebonheart to Vivek for the first one too. I might have. If I did, I meant from Vivek to Ebonheart. Alright.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm listening.
You get told Ebonheart. Do all that. Was it you who gets me to where I gotta go? Oh yeah, go fishing. Yeah, you're where I gotta go.
Outlander, what do you want?
And then the doors to this place only open at dawn and dusk. Because Zora's... She doesn't care about punctuality, obviously. Oh, wait, nope, they're just open. Gilbus Borello, you're who I gotta talk to. Glad you came, such an honor. That's why I sent for you. You what? Yeah, I sent for you through your dreams. You could fucking do that? He's an old art of the wise women, older than Dagoth Ur. Though it had fallen out of favor for obvious reasons after he awoke. But that does not matter now. She loves punctuality. You have to get to work exactly at dawn. Damn it, my own words used against me. My only weakness. My only weakness. Being objectively and demonstrably wrong. Leave exactly at dusk. And if you don't do that, well, you're not being on time at all then. It does not matter now. I feel like it matters quite a bit, actually. I should speak to you of matters that concern you uniquely as the savior of Morrowind. Get to work late, you're not allowed in the office. Leave late, not allowed to leave the office. You are the Nerevar. I remember this part. Slayer of at least one living god and perhaps more. 3. If Dagoth counts. Does Dagoth Ur count? He was pulling from the same thing they pulled from, so I'll say he counts. The tales coming out of Mournhold are to be believed. Vivek lapsing back into mortality, who else do we turn to? Yeah, he's pretty mortal. Or at least he was. What does that mean? What were you saying about... turn to? Change is about to sweep across Morrowind? Yet. Dagoth Ur may have had the god part, but not the living part. That's also true. He was a weird... almost a construct, because he doesn't have, like, the same tags, and you can't soul trap him. Maybe I should appeal to your greed, and tell you that you have a unique opportunity to influence an entire province to your whims. I already do that, but I'm also really bored and at least somewhat turnable towards the greater good. Or maybe I can appeal to your compassion, tell you of the priests and commoners seeking guidance after so much struggle and loss. Sure. Maybe I can even appeal to your sense of shame, lay at your feet the guilt of disrupting our faith and the way we have lived for centuries. Does not matter. Matters whether or not you'll help us establish our foothold. What say you? I mean, you gave me at least 2 good reasons. I feel no shame for what I did, but those other 2 sound fun. Help is greatly appreciated, Sergio. To understand what we must do, I'll explain to you the situation in Necrom, most particularly the plight of Simone Terethi. Necrom? That place is lame. It's just ghosts on the streets. Ugh. It's a city of the dead, I noticed. The city of the dead, I noticed. Dagothor awoke and the great ghost fence was built. Now Dagothor is the one who is dead. The great ghost fence of Necrom is no longer in use. What will happen to the souls residing there? Many families and houses will lay claim to their ancestors' ashes. We could be plunged into civil war. Lingo is a projection of a twisted idea of Vorin Dagoth, captured as a soul left Mundus by the energies of the heart. Do you think Dagoth Or was... This is an interesting idea. Was Dagoth Or some kind of, intentional, for lack of a better word, maybe opposition that the heart made to force someone to finally free it? Like, do you think it made someone dangerous and insane on purpose with a lot of power, just so someone would finally let it free of this realm? Or is it mostly coincidence? Alright, there's this Simine. He's one of the ordinators in mourning at Necrom, and answers to the matriarch of Necrom directly. Many voices have risen, questioning the tribunal after Dagothor's fall. While she is not at the forefront of it, she may play a pivotal role in influencing the rest of Morrowind's doubters. Go to her, Ungoth III. Get her on our side. Trust you can figure out what methods to use.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
Sure. It delves into the whole prophecy thing. Azura gives prophecy predicting Corpus, the Nerevarine, and the fall of the Tribune. Now, did Azura just know this was going to happen? Did Azura make it happen? Yeah, that's always the thing about prophecy givers, is like, are they doing it, or are they just knowing it's going to happen and phrasing it in a way that every way it could happen will still be true? Did Azura know it would happen because Lorkhan made it happen? It's an interesting question. Now, I don't think Azura is truly capable of having, like... I don't think she could have just made the Corpus disease happen. I don't think that's something she could do without, like, an actual Oblivion Gate to come to this realm and affect that. That seems outside her realm. Maybe Periite could do something similar, because diseases are kind of his shtick. But her, no. She couldn't have literally created Corpus. And I don't think she could have really influenced the heart to make Dagoth. Again, if she were physically in the realm, I think she could pull off a lot, but if she could do that, why not just kill the three herself? Why bother with all the prophecy nonsense? Why make someone else do it? I'm pretty sure a physical Daedra... supposedly, actually, the three of them did manage to take out Dagoth Or. Or, not Dagoth Or, they did apparently beat Maroon's Dagon in a fight. I think they exaggerate how handily they beat him and how much help they had, but I believe they won the fight. Curse of Flesh is mentioned in the prophecy. Seems a bit specific to be completely made up. Corpus isn't natural. It required channeling her own divinity like Dagoth Or channels the heart's energies. Yeah, but it's like, it's not her domain. Don't think a Daedric Prince can do that on Mundus. Yeah, like, I don't think she could have done something... Like you said, it's not a natural disease, obviously. But, like, it's not even, like, related to her domain. It involves nightmares and alterations to the flesh, two things that are way outside what she can do. Maybe, like, what was that? I never remember the nightmare one's name. Like, that one and Periite together, I think, could probably make something very similar to Corpus without having to be on Mundus, but... yeah. I don't think could is quite the right word for domains. I suppose not, maybe. Domains of Daedric Princes don't determine what they can do, domains are descriptions of who they are. But I would assume their powers are usually tied to who they are, is what they would do. I suppose that, as well. I suppose, yeah, by that logic, it's not as if Sheogorath's only power is making people insane. He could do basically anything if it would make people, well, if it would be funny, essentially, with him. I mean, he sent, like, burning sheep from the sky. It's an insane thing, but you wouldn't quite call it, like, a specific power that would be tied to madness. It's crazy in that it's crazy,
Go ahead.
but I wouldn't call it tied to it. The Zero were completely different beings she could. She has the power, but it's just not in her nature. Yeah. So, but still, by that same label, creating a like, physical disease, it's not really her shtick. I think it's more she at least was able to perceive far enough to see very likely scenarios. Because again, remember, although the beating Dagon, like, although the, like, natural path is supposed to be the canon one, because of what we hear in Skyrim about the Nerevarine, like, that's the canon one, it's still possible to complete the game without fulfilling the prophecy.
I'm listening.
Let's go to old Ebonheart through here. Sheogorath was cursed to change his nature. Now his power is used for things very contrary to what they originally were used towards. Yeah, but I was saying that to, like, lead toward what you were saying. Like, it's not as if he can only do things that are directly tied to mental instability. It's that he would only do things that a mentally unstable person would do. Because that's just who he is. Who he is now, at least. It's not that he can't, it's that it's anything outside of his quote-unquote domain he'd never bother with. Why would he? Now we gotta go to Necrom.
I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
Question of Azuran prophecy is, does she only see them, or does she create them? I think she's able to affect minor change to some extent. Like, of course she has, like, she has pull. Like, she can make things happen via her agents and her worshippers. But it's that, like, I don't think she could literally physically influence events to enough of a degree to force these things to happen. Kimura. We silt stride to Necrom from here. So I don't think she's able to... Anything could be justified as within the sphere of the Goddess of Prophecy if she has the power to write prophecy. I always forget that's one of the things she's about. But again, does that mean that... that could easily still be interpreted as she likes fucking with people via prophecies, and not necessarily that she can directly change what fate is. Because that would be a... that'd be a power that would... that'd override anything. Fate determination? Okay, maybe there's a lot of rules and setbacks she's gotta do, like, maybe it's gotta be really complicated and really specific to make what she wants to happen happen. And if it doesn't happen exactly as she wrote it, it's probably not going to happen correctly. But again, it's fully possible to break the prophecy. So, even if she can make the prophecy, quote-unquote, she's still...
We make a special...
like, it's still not truly guaranteed. Or maybe it's completely non-canon and... yeah. Who knows? I don't mind them making the main route canon, because the back route is... I mean, it's not easy to do, and you're really not expected to do it either. Fate and prophecy are both in her sphere. Yes, but that doesn't mean she controls all of fate, because that would just mean everything that happens is at her whim, and there's no conceivable way she has that amount of power. Maybe she has... I think it's more like she is very good at playing the long game, at influencing very distant possibilities, rather than actively caught, like, just snapping her fingers and this is what will always happen. You need to take the back route, you ultimately fulfill the prophecy. You fulfill the part about the gods falling, but not the rest of it. You don't fulfill all the steps about the Nerevar. Still an individual who fits the characteristics of the Nerevar, who does what the Nerevar does. That's just it, you don't do everything the Nerevar does. You don't unite the houses as the Hortator. You don't, unite the friggin' Ashlanders as whatever their thing is. There's a bunch of things you don't do that are specifically stated to happen in the prophecy. Now, maybe those things are only meant to be signifiers of who you are. And in that case, again, I would look more towards she can see the future and is able to influence things to at least enough of a degree to ensure certain outcomes she wants. Alright, Zamini Terethi. Think of you're the Nerevar than you're Nerevar. You did all those things centuries ago.
Say the words, Hortator.
Yeah, know where Samini is? Canon Samini Terethi has an office in the Hall of Contemplation of the Temple Complex. Thank you. A very convenient prophecy. No, like I said, I think she can still nudge things in the direction she wants. But I think to some extent, she had to, like... she had to look ahead to what was going to happen, and of course she still is affecting it to happen to some degree. But here's the thing, if she could do literally anything she wanted by just prophesizing it, how would the Tribunal have ever gotten their powers to begin with? Like, wouldn't she have just prophesized that they'll all die in a fire as soon as they even thought it? If she can prophesy, she should be able to see the future and know it would happen. So I have to think there are very harsh limitations to whatever that power is. Heard some people theorize that Lorcan created the prophecy and Azura merely told the Tribunal it would happen. See, that's more... that might be closer to what I'm getting at.
Say the words, Hortator.
Let's see. Hall of Contemplation of the Temple Complex. I think this is the Temple Complex I'm in. Azura is kind of a bitch. Yeah, but I feel like she doesn't tend to act against her own interests. She only aids those who love her. Yeah. And I feel like she'd take steps to prevent people from actively betraying her and trying to usurp her status as a god. I'm not saying she'd do it to help, I'm saying she'd do it to make sure they don't get what they want and get something over on her. Saw the eruption of Red Mountain, but only told a few people. Yeah. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like if she could have prevented them from taking the Heart's power, she would have. I don't think it's something she could have done at that time. I think it's something she had to put a lot more power and effort into. I think if she has some sort of fate manipulation ability, it is a very limited ability that she can't just throw out whenever she wants to. Misery of their godhood is more punishment than anything she could have meted out, I bet. If that were true, why would she bother having the Nerevarine kill them?
I've heard a lot about you.
Just let them
Go
keep
ahead.
suffering.
Honor the ancestors, pilgrim.
Do not.
I don't know if this is the temple complex. Save the Dunmer people, I guess? I don't know. Like, I am the first to very much question any proposed deity's actual powers. In any fiction, actually. Eventually she wanted the Dunmer back. Yeah, but losing them in the first place. Like, that feels like something she didn't want to happen. Because she still has to spend millennia like that, with her worshippers cut into a fraction of what they used to be. And more worshippers seems to mean more power for Daedra, or at least more easy access to Mundus. She's a Daedric prince, she doesn't really care for time like we do. I don't know if that's
What is this about?
full on. I believe she's patient, but I feel like she still wouldn't act against her own interests to that degree. Like, I think she has to care about time at least a little. 1,000 years of not having basically an entire species at your beck and call? Several thousand, possibly? I don't think it's fully clear how long they were out. A couple centuries of the Dunmer ignoring her may be worth it to see that people who would betray her like the Tribunal see the full measure of their folly. I'm really starting to think this ain't the temple complex. Daedra are immutable and immortal. Their power cannot diminish by their nature. I'm not saying her power diminishes, I'm saying she has less ready access to Mundus. Because if they want to do things on Mundus, clearly they need something to invite them from Mundus. Like, I don't think she's interested in conquering the land, at least not soon. Doesn't necessarily bother Azura. I don't know, it seems to bother most of them when they lose anything. Even something very small and seemingly petty. Again, I feel like the Daedra are petty enough to often take very immediate action against those who wrong them. Very few of the Daedra are not petty, and I feel like Azura's just as petty as the others. In fact, their whole prophecy thing was pretty petty. Yeah. I don't know, I can never buy into the idea that any entity in all of Mundus is completely omnipotent, and perfect fate manipulation would just make you omnipotent. He's very petty, yeah. Here's the thing. Very petty to want the people who betray you to suffer their utmost. Can I ask you for directions? Low hills around Necron, owned, patrolled by the temple, called Sacred Lands. To experience the loneliness and solitude of being a god. To feel how unfulfilling their sins have been. Temple Courtyard has the fane of the ancestors and temple holdings. Upper District is center of pilgrimage. Lower Quarter holds some residences in the Charnel Works, where the bodies of the dead are prepared. Hall of Contemplation. What the hell is the Hall of Contemplation? Call it at the you say it's at the temple complex, but I don't know what the temple complex is. Is it in the Fane of the Ancestors? I don't know. I don't think it is, because I don't think there's doors in here. There's a vault. I really like... I don't know why this game hates the idea of giving you fucking directions. No, they broke their covenant and slew their lord for this. And that was the goal, and I think it worked out. Tormented them more by doing nothing than just destroying them would have. Sure. But that's still not ultimately what the question was. She could, I suppose. But I'm never going to believe that she can literally make anything happen by just saying it's going to happen. Because then, like I said, she'd be completely omnipotent. And there is nothing on Nirn, there is nothing in this entire Elder Scrolls anything that can do that. That's just not where they go. So the Sill, secluding himself in the clock. Yeah. Too miserable with the world to face it, Vivek unable to decide who he believes he is. Alexia going insane, betraying everything she loves. Where the hell is this? What is the temple complex? I assumed it was this temple area here, but nothing's called the area they said is in it. Is it down here? Where's the Hall of Contemplation? I'll just have to look it up since the game doesn't want to tell me. No. Hey, it's in the high offices. How the fuck would I know that when no one will say anything? Ugh. That's what really gets me, when it's like... They told me where to go, but they didn't tell me how to get there. So I just don't know, and I end up having to look it up online. Which, if literally the only way to find something out about your game is to look it up online, I'm sorry, you did a very bad job designing your game.
Do I know you?
Because then, what do people who don't have a great internet connection do? Or what does someone who wants to just play the game by itself do?
Haven't I heard of you?
Get shoved in a locker, apparently. Yeah, I'll grant you this is a mod, and you gotta have internet connection to use a mod. Like, still. It doesn't make it good. The only thing is Zura can control fate, but it's a possibility, I suppose. I think she can invoke prophecies that have very specific requirements. But I do not think this is something she can do freely or lightly. There's gotta be some kind of drawback to something that powerful. is then that starts going to the point where she could just simply supersede other Daedric princes in their own whatever. She could just say, like, oh, he's gonna invade? Well, it's not gonna work. Alright, real cool, high offices. Where? Alright, so the thing I found was just wrong. That's good to know. Mene Terethi. And can be found in the Hall of Contemplation. Where's the Hall of Contemplation? I'm trying to look for her. Doesn't tell me shit. She may have the foresight she could just tell people what would happen and stop it, or at least protect the people she tells, as she did with her followers in the Red Year. That typically is not in her nature. It's not in her nature to help mortals avert the consequences of their acts.
What is this about?
Say what you want or go away.
Do you have something to say, Outlander? Outlander, what do you
Daedric
want?
princes are limited by their nature. They'll even act against their best interests if it's in their nature to do so. Yeah, but that depends on what their nature is. Clavicus Vile is constantly stepping on his own toes. Clavicus Vile is also just kind of stupid. He really is... Just remember, almost all of his stories are him getting outwitted by the people he's making a deal with, because they just don't finish their end and run off with whatever he gave them. And he has to ask a different, way stronger person for help. It's in his nature, it's something he'd do, but it doesn't make him less stupid. The goddess of fate and prophecy is bound to follow her prophecy and fate. I'd believe that to an extent, but then it'd be simple to just not really... I suppose, in that same vein, she could act against herself, but... I don't know, just don't make a prophecy that fucks you over. I don't know, fate yourself to win regardless of anything else. There. I'm saying I believe she has to play... She can see the future and is good at playing the long game to ensure specific futures. And knows how to play people to make those futures happen. It's in her nature to tell prophecy. She has no choice in that. No, I was getting at if she is making prophecy on the spot, is what I was saying. Not telling prophecy, making one. If she is making it up, and it has to come through. Oh, thank you for following, Aslane. I'm glad you're enjoying us debating Elder Scrolls lore while I look around a place that refuses to give me any information. Support your fellow merfolk? Oh, cool! Prophecy is made and told, fate is. You know what I fucking mean, Quilla. That's semantics. I mean she's not affecting the prophecy to be a specific way. She makes prophecies, but fate is what it is. That's not what I mean, and you know it. That is semantics. Where the hell is this person? Oh, it's not. I mean, prophecy is what she tells. What will happen, she's bound to fate. No, I mean, when I said making prophecy, I mean she's making it so that the prophecy comes true. I'm saying she doesn't have the power to make whatever she wants come true. That is what I am saying. I am not saying she can't. She can literally make a prophecy and that she can say what's going to happen. I'm saying she can't say literally anything could happen and then it has to. I'm saying there's no conceivable way that's a power she has. Where the hell is the Hall of Contemplation? Yeah, that's what you're saying. She can't change what happens, so whether it's in her interest or not, it's fate and she has to prophesize it. Best she can do is spin it to a way that helps her, maybe. Or be selective in who she gives prophecies to, as with the Red Year. Yeah, that's what I was getting on. That she is using prophecy, and to some extent, I believe to some extent, here's the Hall of Contemplation. Other people just gave me the wrong information. Cool. Hate this shit. Only the faithful got that prophecy. Well, yeah, because she only wanted to give the faithful the prophecy.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Wealth beyond measure.
The reward for being faithful, they don't have to die during the Red Year.
Patience for questions, Outlander.
Also, it's really useful to have faithful, I presume. There, God's sake, woman! Put up a goddamn sign! I wonder how many Azura followers left her worship after that. I mean, some had to have. I mean, just by nature of how often people are former Daedra worshippers. Although Azura usually doesn't lose worshippers as fast as others do. Like, the fuck, Azura? My brother melted alive. Brother wasn't faithful. Excuse me, I'm a bit distracted. Goth, isn't it? Simone Terethi. Heard what you did on the Red Mountain. It's very brave of you. Okay. Distracted? It's just... Look, I can trust you, right? Probably. Savior of all Morrowind? Yeah, that's me. Specifically in response to that. Like, she saved them. She may not save people they cared for. Yeah, no, that's what I was getting at. Like, hey, like, my brother melted. Brother wasn't faithful. Well, fucking... I don't know, I feel like the faithful might have told some of their families, or is it a specific thing they didn't? I haven't read too much on the Red Year, I'll admit. Could see being disillusioned by your god not saving your people. I could see that, yeah. But at the same time, probably for every one who left because she didn't save their families and friends, I bet there's 3 who were too happy to have not melted when the volcano erupted, who are eternally grateful, and their kids are going to be eternally grateful, and their kids are going to be eternally grateful. I'd say, overall, probably a net boost on that one. I think I said, I can imagine Azura's like, I'll tell everyone who needs to know, just get the fuck out. I'd imagine... Do you think the faithful kept it to themselves, or was it like, Like, keep it themselves to spite the non-faithful? Or was it like a, what's it called? I know the trope is called a Cassandra truth, where they told everyone but no one believed them. But there's like an older example of that happen. Actually, no, that is a Cassandra truth, because it was the prophet Cassandra of Greece, in Greek myth, who... She could prophesize, literally all of her prophecies would come true, but she was cursed that no one would ever believe her, because Apollo's a dick. Maybe Azura even made them swear to her to not tell others. Maybe, we don't know. I'm just, like, saying there's possibilities on that. I'm sure you've gotten tired of hearing that. It's just, I've been getting concerning reports about a group of Ordinators who went missing near Kulamund. Ordinators don't just go missing? Sure you can understand why I'm concerned. I could go check. Look, Ordinators are assholes because they attack anyone who wears their helmet, even if they give them the helmet. Plenty of them are dicks, but you know what? There's some that are pretty cool. I can go check. Generally, they're just trying to uphold the law. Would you? Thank you. No one must be below your station, chasing after a bunch of ordinators who went missing. I think their helmets are on too tight. No, never mind. Just let me know if you find anything. This woman is fighting a constant headache. I can't stay mad at her. Sure you've gotten tired of hearing that? Honestly, I haven't heard it in weeks. I'm actually pretty happy to hear it. Like, would you believe no one gives me any goddamned respect? I am constantly being treated like a nuisance, despite having saved every last one of your asses. It's like, you know what? You have been nothing but polite to me. I'll help you. Vengoth's being honest with himself, he might have helped anyways, just killed you afterwards. But you're being polite, and you just sound... Wait, she's just talking like she has a constant headache about all this crap. It's like, can you... please? It's like, okay. Like, she can't even conceive of the idea that Vengoth isn't being showered in annoying amounts of praise. Which he's not. Not to say he'd prefer that, but at least he'd get some goddamned respect. Which he is very, very frequently denied. How am I doing? Forgot to ask her where Kulamund is. It's alright, I think I can get back to her pretty easy. Looks you up and down. I see that. We Dunmer love our racism. That's the thing. That's not even why. It's like, I don't even think that's the reason, honestly. I think they're actually just being dicks about it. I think if I were a Dunmer, they'd still be treating me like garbage. It doesn't feel like it's because I'm an Argonian. It feels like they're too scared to it feels like they're too up their own asses to admit they might have been wrong about something. Forgot to ask. Missing near Kulamund? Kulamund is a lofty tower on a hill near the Acre of St. Maris, abandoned now. Reached by following the coast to the south, taking the first path branching off to the northwest. Can't tell you why the Ordinaries went up there. Project, Alvus Seroleth is working on, I think. Alright, good. Sorry. Only because if you were Dunmer, you'd be some pansy-ass Cyrodiil-born dark elf, not a true Dunmer born in the shadow of Red Mountain and breathing the ash of centuries. Maybe.
Say the words, Audrey.
Always get lost in here. Like, yeah, they're slightly more of dicks than they would be if Vengoth were a Dunmer. I'd say about 10 points more dickish. Hill near the Acre of St. Maris. Abandoned now. Following the coast to the south, taking the first path branching off to the northwest. Following the coast to the south. Which coast? Like the eastern coast? There's not a lot of coast to this. This is something new players often don't get. They ask why they're calling me Enwa, I'm a Dunmer, still an Outlander. Yeah. Enwa just means is just a slur for Outlanders in general. The natives don't really like foreign-born Dunmer any more than anyone else. If anything, they probably like them less because they're an insult to their heritage. No, actually, mechanically, usually you get a +5 among Dunmer, which are the... among your own race, you get a +5 racial bonus on, like, the enjoyment thing. Or, on the, like, speech thing. But if you're an Argonian, you get a -5 with most Dunmer. There's the same race disposition bonus mechanically, yeah. And there's a... Argonians specifically do get, like, a straight-up penalty to a lot of those, too. So I will say that straight-up, it's a 10-point penalty for being Argonian over being a Dunmer. All the coast to the south. What does that mean? She didn't tell me, like, what path to leave Necrom from. She didn't even say which coast she meant. This coast? This coast? You're on a goddamned peninsula! Once again, very bad instructions! Like... all of the coasts... what the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry, I can't even get past this. What the fuck does that mean? The hell is Kulamund? Okay. To reach Kulamund, leave Necrom via the 2 large white bridges that run west. Take a right on reaching the cliff face. Alright, again, I have to look on the internet to find some actual goddamn directions. I'm guessing that this continuation of the main story was actually made fairly early on, considering how bad all of the directions have been. Follow the coastline, which is south of Necrom, which will actually take you west. It's stupid, it really is. Yeah. It could have at least said the coastline, like, exit to the west and then follow the coast south. I think they'll redo this later. I have to hope they will, for fuck's sake. Alright. Take a right on reaching the cliff face. Could have checked what the next thing will be. Follow the path around the coastline till you reach the fork. Rightmost path runs the Sacred Land Sanctuary. Tower is to the south of this fork, so go to a fork and then turn south. These are just better directions than what they gave. Alright, here's the fork. Want some of this? Orgwar was coming right at me. Here, this is a Velothi Tower. Where is the entrance? Here is the entrance, or an entrance. Rogue Nyx Hound. Oh, another Nyx Hound. Kulamund, sure enough. How's it going?
I will listen out loud.
Oh, Linda, you startled me. Why are you here? Heard some of y'all went missing. The mini sent you? It's not our commander. This is breach of etiquette. Seem nervous. Something up? I'm in a jumpy. Ever since the deactivation of the ghost fence, the spirits have been restless. Speak to my ordinators in their dreams. Some question their faith and result. It's shameful. Ghost fence? More to it than that. We didn't attack the Ashlanders. They attacked us. Do you understand? I don't give a shit. The Ashlanders have arguably been even more racist to me. It's just that they had a harder time denying me after the fact. We only wanted them to leave. Those were our orders. Why the spirits haunting our dreams and telling us that we're murderers? My men are not murderers. I'll try to calm them down. Any more screaming in the middle of the night, I swear I'm gonna... Never mind, I trust your judgment, Hortator. Men have learnt that dreams such as ours are a sign of soul sickness. Consider your words wisely. Let's just word wisely. How's it going? So, Tadras Relevan told you about those. Tell me you've slain Digothor. Or the dreams only come to me now. Never wavered in my faith, not even when hunting ash ghouls on the slopes of Red Mountain. My daughter. I saw her. I mean... Oh, okay. Apparently you can just try this as many times as you want. Dream to your daughter? Daughter contracted corpus disease while I was away on campaign. Wait, you tried, sleeping pills? Healer could not tell me what happened to her. And then on every time I would stab my spear through the next ash ghoul in line. I was afraid to look at its face. Afraid that it could be hers. This is what I dreamed, that I killed her. But these dreams come to me now. Shalmar has been defeated and his disease with him. Why do I no longer trust that my daughter rests with our ancestors? I know about the tribunal. Faith, it'll come to you eventually. Well, being honest, I'm not sure I want this to come to me. Staying strong is the meaning of faith. So of course, tribunal will always come through to us. I think otherwise is laughable. Yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night. Quite literally.
Slave.
Nothing. Indigestion. Does whimper more than a guar with a sore tooth. You aren't bothered? Of course not. You take me for an Angath. Holy warrior of the tribunal. You're too better than that to make me question my faith. Sound less than certain of that. It's true it's hard to sleep when you're dreaming of heretics screaming as you shove your pike through their chests. Didn't have such trouble when I was stationed in Vardenfell. Wait, I don't know about no tribunal. We'll figure this one out, champ. You're right, I should put my faith in the tribunal. Sure, that's definitely what I said. There's a deeper meaning to it? Mysteries of Asotha still to decipher. He was the first one to die, dude. Maybe at least a little curious? We can have no opinions on truth. Only rumors flow from the House of Troubles. If I need to apologize, I trust my superiors, or the gods themselves will tell me. I did what's righteous, and I will not apologize. Leave now. Do something more useful than bothering me with night terrors. Okay. Like, I don't know about your trio of corpse gods, but sure, whatever. How's it going? Well, I do not understand. What's up? It's not the bad dreams, Sergio. Committed heresy. Bad dreams are the ancestors' way of telling us this. What'd you do? Killed them. When the Ashlanders resisted, we were ordered to put them all down, but why? Hostilities have ceased since Dagothor was slain. It wasn't right. There's another explanation. What else could it mean? You're an outlander, so your ways are not ours. I feel like this will piss him off. So let's do that. Like, I mean, your ancestors are still people. That's there is wisdom in your words. I don't know what to do. All my life the tribunal have been my gods, my lords, my parents. Please leave me in my thoughts, Sergio. I'll take into account what you've said. And I get the images out of my head. Oh, Alexia, why have you forsaken your loyal follower so? It's gone. They're of my Asiri. Keep dreaming of him dying beside me. Of his spirit asking why I wasn't quicker. Why I didn't turn the blade that killed him aside. is my lover Ungoth, the heart of my heart. I mean, I'm sorry for your loss. This is a part of our lives. Next step in our journey towards heaven. Vec always said to reach heaven by violence. The outer path, yes. And I thought he meant through testing ourselves against the House of Troubles and their followers, not through seeing our loved ones die. Heaven by violence. I feel like I'm actually, like, gay, good for him, good for him. It's hard to tell with the Ordinators. Because they can be women, and I genuinely can't tell when the helmet's on. I'm not saying any obviously nothing wrong with a gay, just, I'm not sure. They have no voice lines as yet. I went male and it was like, oh, okay, I'll just stay kind of vaguely male-ish, why not? Reach heaven by violence then. It's my favorite test quote. It's not even a test quote is the thing, that's a Buddhism principle. Sathalos Handrin? I know they probably don't do the Welsh ha for the double L's, but I like doing it anyway. Like, reach heaven by violence is the outer path to nirvana. It's funny because they fully accept that it happens, and it is a way that would work. It's just you're not supposed to do it anyways. I love the way Vivek says it in the sermons. Such a fucking insane non sequitur. Yeah. And something else? Radical thought. As the tribunal fade, what else is strong enough to stand against the darkness? Perhaps you're right, Ungoth. It's now for us to light our own candles in the night, instead of relying on the tribunal's teachings. Do your own thing. Followers of the tribunal are all just gonna... Well, I mean, the Red Year's gonna happen. And then something really funny's gonna happen. I think I talked to him. They found us. We stop worrying. Da-da-da. And I talked to all of them about it? Civi guide your way.
Outlander, or go away.
Good on your dreams. Oh wait, I didn't do that. I think it bothers them. They question their faith. You aren't bothered? Only a bunch of Ashlanders who always cause trouble. My comrades shouldn't blame themselves for the choice of some heretics. Just sounds so insane, even in context. Yeah, no, it is. But weren't the... Correct me if I'm wrong, weren't, like, the sermons of Vivek written by MK on, like, a huge drug bender? Like, wasn't that the story? Or was that made up after the fact? No drugs? Oh, okay. Alright. It was monstrous. What? I don't know what you say, Outlander. Not bothered? Of course, you're brave.
Well,
Hey, just tell him like... of course. He was an addict, but he didn't write the sermons on drugs. Ah. Oh yeah, it was just that guy specifically, I think, who I didn't quite dialogue out properly. Not sure about your methods, but at least they aren't jumping in their own shadows anymore. Would have thought an encounter with the Ashlanders would have turned out so badly. Anything else, by the way? See now how you became the Nerevarine. I think I can trust your judgment. One more thing I have to ask you. Take this ringlet back to Ulvu Saraleth. She's the matriarch of Necrom. It's what she sent us here to get, but I think it's better now if it came from you instead of us. Alright.
Wealth beyond measure.
A ringlet from the leader of the destroyed Ashlander camp. And yet it doesn't appear to be in my inventory. The ringlet. Oh, okay. Holy relic of the Tribune. We fought the Ashlanders for. The outcast ring. What are you doing then? No. Say we were provoked, and it may well be true, but history only judged us a disgrace for killing so many unarmed Ashlanders. I kinda don't give a shit.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Yeah, it's just a little ringlet. I kind of don't care that you killed a bunch of people, and I kind of don't care that you feel bad about it. Renounce your faith, bro. False God to cheat. Goth at this point really doesn't care. He feels like anyone who's still following them after they're all literally dead is just stupid. He's just gonna let them be stupid at that point. Obviously, he's still going to kill them if they try to fight back, but they try to do anything to him, like... He's not just gonna like... The last guy is just genuinely just like, I don't give a shit anymore. Wouldn't Goth care about slaughtering unarmed people, though? Generally, but the Ashlanders are really, really annoying. If they were, like... If they weren't Ashlanders, he might have cared. The Ashlanders are really annoying. And he's contemplated that himself before. You have to remember, a lot of his morals go out the window if you piss him off enough. Not fully out the window, just... He's petty enough to stop caring at one point. And how innocent were they really? Yeah, they were unarmed, and that's not cool, but... He just can't find it in him to care about Ashlanders. Plus, he wasn't there. He didn't see what actually happened.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Suppose I could ask an Ordinator where the Matriarch is. Or not.
The living are silent in the city above Nerevar.
Alvu Suraleth, who I'm apparently not allowed to ask anyone about, so I'll just bring it to the person whose location I can actually fucking find. I'll admit, part of his opinion is down to me, specifically, kind of being worn down by this quest line already, by all the times they've not told me where the fuck to go. Don't forget someone in particular. Yeah, I guess. Resides in the high offices. I could do that, but you know anything about this? This is what Alvu wanted Tadris Relvin to acquire? Curious. Suppose you should bring it to the Matriarch. Let's get first let me have a closer look at it instead. Pass it on to her once I learned everything I can from it, of course. This is a tough one. But she's the Alright, let's consider. Matriarch of a religion in Goth thinks is stupid, or person who's been polite to him? Person who's been polite to him. Thank you for your trust in me, Hortator. I'll do my best to figure out the significance of this little ringlet. You know, I have another favor I'd like to ask from you. I want to talk to the Ancestor Spirits. Not just any Ancestor Spirit, but the one who was responsible for the rift between Ancestor and House Dunmer to begin with. I want to speak with Alandro Sul. But understand if you hesitate to help me with this endeavor. Who? They're the Nerevar. Surely you would remember... Oh, I guess being the Incarnate doesn't work that way, huh? No. Also, I don't believe I'm actually working like that. He's like, what? Do you not remember what he... No, I guess it doesn't say you would, does it? He was your shield companion once, Nerevar. Told the story of your death to the Ashlanders. He's the one responsible for them believing you were murdered. Oh. Ashlander folklore has been wrong before, because they passed their history on as myth. As any reading of an old myth can tell you, they're highly biased by a culture's demeanor and outlook. I will grant you, yes. And often cannot be understood through an objective lens, unless that lens only takes into account the symbolism intended by the original author. She's taking a surprisingly balanced approach to this. Sorry, too technical? No, I'm actually super into this. It's the scholar in me. Put bluntly, Nerevarine, I think the truth is somewhere between all these stories. I've seen Vivek's version in the Apocrypha, and believe it is true, at least as far as it goes. I don't know, doesn't Vivek straight up tell you that he's a liar? He's honest about being a liar, but that doesn't make him more honest. Just makes him sometimes not a liar. I don't think even Vivek fully knows what happened. Now, though, I want to know the Ashlanders version. Why Elandra Sul felt driven to lie about what happened, if lie he did. How will we get that information if we don't summon him? How do we do that? I admit, I don't know how. Don't get me wrong, most ancestor spirits will answer the call of an ordinator in mourning. It's one of our major duties, looking after the dead and assist them in reaching out to their living kin. But Elandra Sul is a special case. The folktales of it to be believed, Spirit was split into 1,000 pieces at his death, to follow each of his disciples as they spread his story among the Ashlanders. He has little love for the House Dunmer. If he could even get himself back together enough to make a coherent comment. I feel like her writing is a little XP. She's just raring to go. I love objective truth despite being an ordinator. That's... Like, kind of religious super police is so even-handed and intellectual. Sorry, that's not the use of... I've never heard XP used to mean that. I guess you could say she feels like she's pulled out of something else, but... An XP is of a specific thing. Well, I figure, obviously enough, we have to ask the Ashlanders how to summon and speak with them. And I'll offer you more guidance than that. And I figure with your connections, you'll be able to find a way. Ah, son of a bitch. You have no idea what XP means, you just say it? An XP is when a character is basically an imitation of a character from another thing. So, like... What would be an example you would know? An imitation in some regard. They don't have to be one-to-one the same character, but sometimes they'll have very similar characterization or a very similar design. Or sometimes even both, but at that point it starts approaching genuine rip-off territory. The example that usually comes to my mind is that Alucard from Helsing is considered, in a lot of ways, an XP of Vash the Stampede, but only on the design aspect, in that, you know, the two guns, he's got the cool sunglasses and a lot of red in his design. Heck, his original design looked even closer, before they gave him kind of the wide-brimmed hat. Not sure what the right word is. Mary Sue, I guess? It's written to be devoid of the flaws you would expect someone in her station to have. Mary Sue is a bit closer, but... yeah, very strange writing for an ordinator in mourning, especially. I'm to understand they're supposed to be, like, even a harder line than regular ordinators. More like an exposition device. Yeah, I can definitely see what you mean. But, like, in the context of the world, that's the kind of person Ungoth would typically appreciate being around. So I just have to go find some Ashlanders and ask them. Let me make a mark here, so I can get back. It's actually really annoying to get to Necrom. And it's gonna be really annoying to leave Necrom, but, you know... Give me the Nakamura. Yeah, she almost feels like a mouthpiece for actual scholarly thought. I would expect someone like her to be more like the Ordinators in that tomb, deeply conflicted and uncomfortable with these new uncertainties. Yeah. Now, to be fair, she is still kind of... she is still firmly on the Vivek is telling the truth side, and she does... Her assumption is that he lied for some reason, and she's trying to figure out why he lied. Her current thought process is that he had something to gain by lying, or he had some kind of grudge against them. She's still of the opinion that he lied and Vivek told the truth. And in fact, her, statements about Scholarly Exempt were about how the Ashlander, the bias of the account was how the Ashlander's account might be biased. But she doesn't believe Vivek's is. I suppose in that sense, she is still kind of acting like an Ordinator, in that her faith is still where it should be. But she is maybe questioning things enough to say she is not so narrow-minded as to refuse proof that Vivek was the one not telling the truth.
Welcome,
With pleasure.
friend.
Please, go
Hail.
ahead. I'm all ears.
With pleasure. Please, go ahead.
From
I'm all
Vivek...
ears.
I think I can take a boat to Molag Mar, and I can get the Arabanimsum camp. That's just the one I know best.
Move along.
I haven't been there in a long time. Was it Silt Strider or boat that I could get there by? Don't remember. Silt Strider.
Why walk when you can ride?
To an extent. Propaganda is the hidden accounts of the temple, not the official doctrine, which is the Hieroglypha. Good point. The Apocrypha is the hidden account. I read that as propaganda for some reason, but the hidden accounts of the temple, not the official. The official ones are propaganda. By saying she believes the Apocrypha to be true, she's saying she believes the tribunal has lied to the Dunmer people. Suppose so. Vardenfell, where all of the wildlife can and will try to kill you. God, I hate this island. The mainland isn't better. And yes, Ungoth is hypocritical to say this when Black Marsh is apparently the single most hostile region in all of Tamriel. Possibly all of Nirn. Ostatranak. The strange dichotomy, which I suppose suits Vivek very well, he provides both versions of the story to the temple. Yeah. Hey, Manerai. So, you know anything about Alondra Sul? Wish to summon Alondra Sul. Huh? If anyone but the Nerevar, I would dismiss you. Who you are and what you've done changes that considerably. First, I shall tell you the story of Alondra Sul. True story, not the lie taught by the priests. One is censured and hidden, so the people only have one truth to guide them. It is the apocrypha for the upper echelons of the temple to know. Even though there isn't really a benefit to them knowing it, I guess that's a test. He wants them to choose the hieroglypha. There's also the fact that Vivek is insane and incapable, possibly fully incapable of separating his own truth from lies. It's possible even he doesn't know which one's true anymore. Alondra Sul was your shield bearer, that is, Nerevar's. Fought alongside him at the Battle of the Red Mountain. More so, he witnessed the betrayal of Nerevar at the hands of the Tribunal. He came to us, he taught us the truth about Nerevar's death. The Tribunal in their delusions and vindictiveness would not have their plans be frustrated by the truth. They came after Alondra Sul and murdered him as well. Not even their so-called divinity could stop that truth. I wouldn't call him insane. Almalexia is insane. Vivek is an actor. Vivek is a performer immersed in his method. Yeah, maybe insane was the wrong word, but I wonder if he's been acting so long he actually doesn't remember. The spirit of Sul was forever connected to the ringlets of his chainmail headpiece. Ringlet. Our ancestors would wear this wraithmail to see through Sul's eyes what happened to Nerevar. Eventually the wraithmail was taken apart and the ringlets were spread among the tribes. Yeah, I think I know then. Sadly sane enough to know he isn't all he hopes he is. They wore the ringlets as earrings. Through them, Sul continued to whisper to them. Over the longer they were worn, the fainter Sul's words became. I know of some ringlets, but none of them, their owner, still hears the voice of Alondra Sul. Might need to find a ringlet that was lost early, one that's not been worn by generation after generation. It's all the help that I can give you, Ngath III. I do not know where to find such a ringlet, and I admit, if I did, I would try to get it to hear the voice of Sul myself. However, there is one who discerns things that I do not. You met her already, Peakstar. If anyone can help you, it is her. Who? I think he would like to believe he did not kill his Lord Nerevar and betray his oath before gods and spirits. Both acts shame him greatly. He doesn't really believe the lie he tells about it. He says he did not betray Nerevar, but even if they did, Vivek the Mortal is not Vivek the God, so he's not responsible for those actions. He has multiple lies to distance it from him, yet he is still bothered by it. They're of the opinion that he does know full well, he's just lying to himself on so many levels he doesn't have to confront it anymore. It is a different way to interpret him. Actually, that's probably the main way to interpret him. I was just wondering about a potential alternate interpretation of maybe he's literally been lying so long even he doesn't know. That maybe he can't get his own lies straight anymore, because there's literally no one to call him on it except Almalexia, who's insane, and Sothasil, who doesn't talk to people. So, no one. Almalexia is really insane. She doesn't think she did anything wrong. She thinks she really is a goddess. She thinks she deserves to be the one true goddess. She thought that, for sure. And then there was a spear in her neck, and she stopped thinking things forever. Yeah. Previously met the ghost of Peakstar in the Cavern of the Incarnate in the Valley of the Wind on Varnfell. Oh, that. Crap. Where was the Valley of the Wind? That was... Wasn't that near the Urshalaku camp? God, that's far. Alright, how can I get to the Urshalaku instead? Ah, the Valley of the Wind. Wait, Valley of the Wind. Schavenbile. Two valleys side by side in the northeast slopes of Red Mountain. Westernmost valley is called Dry Camp Valley. Camps have no water, but they are sheltered from the wind. Duna caverns are also there. Valley of the Wind is the eastmost valley. Runs long and straight south between Aaron's Teeth, climbs towards Red Mountain. Mouths of these valleys are to the east along the coast. Past Buthwan, a Dwemer ruin, just past Sargonapal, a Daedric ruin, turns south. Sargonapal. Yeah, that's quite a ways off. I could try going to Sadrith Mora to get me to Tel Mora to Voss, and I could go from there. It's probably as fast as I'm going to be able to do this. Hell is this thing doing out here? That is Azura's true petty victory. They don't die until they're either so gone the person they once were isn't even a thought in their head, they're so despondent with the results of being gods they wish they had never done it, recognizing their folly truly. Yeah, I suppose Vivek truly isn't who he was when he was alive, and Almalexia isn't either. But Sothasil might still be that person, but he's suffering for completely different reasons. Or at least he was. Hey, Telfir! Oh, walked by the wrong side. Oh, let's say hi. Hey, babe. Been a while. Just was in the area. Thought I'd drop by. Tell Devatha said hi. Sothasil misses the unexpected, not knowing. The belief that he can do things which matter. What would be worse for the mystery than for there to be no mysteries? There's not a single mystery left in the world for him. You know how smart Sothasil supposedly was? So, apparently in, like, the Elder Scrolls card game they made, there was, like, a single-player adventure they made in the Clockwork City, where Sothasil apparently made, like, a mechanical recreation of the Heart of Lorkhan that fully works. And, like, the quote-unquote canon ending of the adventure is the hero that you play as deactivates it and makes it no longer work. But the non-canon ending is they use it. There's a smart guy, yeah. Apparently he was that smart, according to canon now. Assuming that stuff's still canon. Maybe it's not anymore. Or maybe it never truly was, but they said there's a canon and not canon ending to it. Whatever. I never really played the card game. Though I do like the card game. Or, I do like card games, I should say. I just never played that one. Because card games are expensive. Maybe for, like, a single-player adventure thing. How bitter it is, inventing a device which rivals the heart of a dead guy provides no satisfaction at all. Yeah, no, that's kind of a whole thing. Like, he never did anything with it because he didn't care about it. But apparently he... Actually, no. Apparently the conceit of the adventure is he sent that person in to turn it off or something. Or maybe this was after his death at an undisclosed time. Or possibly he was still alive. I don't recall. This was a while ago I read this. If he did it, he knew he could do it. Which, yeah. Sad. But also, another reason Ngoth would find him pathetic. He had that kind of power and didn't do a damn thing with it.
What is this about? Three blessings.
Am I going again? Tell Mora's close enough.
it would be wise to stay indoors, Outlander.
I'll be fine. Can you give me the Voss real quick? Thanks. There's no joy of discovery, no rush. He'll never feel the euphoria Victor felt when he realized he could create life. And he'll never really feel the fear either. Do you think when Almalexia killed Sotha-Sil, do you think he knew it was coming? Do you think he knew, just because all of his power went into knowing things, he knew the exact time and date it was going to happen, and he didn't even try to fight it because he knew it was happening regardless? He knew it was coming, yeah? Like, I fully accept. As a character, Ungoth is unique in the Elder Scrolls world, in that he is a person who truly can, at his own will, actually affect fate and destiny. But Ungoth himself does not realize he is unique in that aspect. He believes that is something anyone can do. And even if it is a rare ability, like, even nearly unique, not fully, obviously, there's other heroes in the lore. Like, there's other heroes other than Ungoth, even the way I've done this, because there's games I haven't played as him yet. And hell, I played Legathog at one point. There's also heroes from before Ungoth was born. Like, there are other people who have affected fate and destiny. But I think Ungoth would find it very laughable, the idea that Sotha-Sil could not do it, when he has the power of an actual god. Even if he is not truly a god himself, he has taken one's power. And to believe the gods are prone to destiny when mortals are not, that's almost inconceivable. Even if it's true, Ungoth wouldn't believe it. Definitely been to this Daedric Shrine before. I don't think I did anything with it, though. Yeah, it's going. I don't know you, what do you want? I don't care. There's the two things. I think I remember those. I think it's just up here. Stab, stab, stab! Yeah, here it is. Stay has appeared in all my simulations. The end. My dear friend Almalexia has come to kill me. Now, everything depends on my calculations being correct. My machines need 22 minutes to seal the Chamber of Lorkhan. So that's how long I must live. Chamber of Lorkhan?
The door is locked and will not open.
Yeah,
The
okay.
star is the key. In the dawn hour under Azura's star, the door is opened.
Yeah, cool. Hey, what's up, Peakstar? Wait and hope. Ask and I shall answer. So, I know that through the ringlets from Sul's headpiece he spoke to us Ashlanders. However, calling his spirit into this world will require you to bring together 4 ringlets. Moreover, those 4 ringlets must not have been worn out. You already found one such ringlet. I can tell you where to find another one. The Chamber of Lorcan is where his mechanical heart was. Ah! Okay, so his last act was to make sure Almalexia couldn't get that and make things infinitely worse. Credit to the guy. He did something. I think if Ungoth knew that about him... Hell, I almost want to make some kind of version... Some kind of time travel shenanigans somehow, where Ungoth meets him and affects him to make even one change with his own life. Even if it's a change that already happened in Ungoth's own time. Long time ago, Azura incited a young Gulakan into a foolish attempt at driving the priests of the 9 gods out of Resdain. Unsurprisingly, it failed and was killed in the process. At that time, he carried one of the ringlets, and upon his death it fell into the possession of the priests. And they kept it in their coffers, unbeknownst as to what it was. Should be able to retrieve it from them. This Gulakan was lured into his endeavor, doomed to failure, by Azura. So it's not a coincidence. It was Azura's way of making sure that one of the ringlets was kept for exactly this purpose. Of fucking course it was. To allow you to summon Elandro Sul, to hear his version of the story firsthand. There can be no doubt about this. If we pursue this thought, we can assume that others did likewise. Mephala's machinations are always mysterious. Clearly, if anyone would have prepared for the truth to come to light through Elandro Sul's account, it would have been Mephala. Perhaps you could find a worshipper of Mephala, a prophet if you will, who can speak to you on Mephala's behalf. I'll let you know if I think of one. Know of one worshipper who could be of help. His name is Taros Strahl, and he hides in Vivek. Where exactly will find him? Afraid that knowledge is hidden to me. And there's Boethia, admittedly not usually known for trickery and subterfuge. Certainly he would value the worth of Sul's exposing the truth about the tribunal. Perhaps he too has made precautions in case the truth needs to come to someone such as you, the Nerevarine. Should Boethia possess knowledge of the lost ringlet and be willing to share it, you should talk to Karos... Kochias? Kochias is an outlander, but he follows the teachings of Boethia. Somewhere in Old Ebonheart. A burgrave, the foreigners call him. As to the ringlet fallen into the hands of the Imperial cult, recently one of the priests in Firewatch, corrupt and wicked individual who goes by the name of Ladia Tunifus, has possessed herself of the ringlet. To her it is nothing but a shiny trinket. A bounty, if you want to call it that. It's about time this ringlet is returned to its righteous owners. And you certainly qualify, Nerevarine. Alright, that's a hell of a lot of options. I think I forgot your little jump scare. Maybe one day, I wonder if that's still playable. That, like, adventure you could do. If so, it might be fun to do that for a little, our version of my weird version of the lore. Okay. In case you're wondering that, yeah. Some advice of Mephala and finding more. Agreed to tell me where to find it. She did tell me where. Why did it not write down the... Okay. Okay. It didn't write down the one she told me herself. The location of. I can't fucking comprehend why that's the only one not written down. but it is. Let me say, maybe she only told me about 3. No, because I already knew the last one. Alright, Advice of Mafallen, finding more ringlets. Worshipper of Mafallen, Vivek. Boethia to find more. Gautius. Last one, Imperial Cult Priest and Firewatch. What's closest to here? Vivek, Old Ebonheart, and Firewatch. I guess Vivek is technically the closest. In theory. Looks like Legends is just gone. Dang, that's kind of... I wonder if anyone's cached... I wonder if there's any fan version of it. Probably not. Like, that card game was never that popular. But it's so rare to find good single-player card game stuff. It's so rare I almost considered... I had a real consideration for streaming Hearthstone just because of how much I like single-player card game stuff. But I was directed to Shadowverse instead. Which, probably the better option. Shadowverse metas don't seem to be as toxic as Hearthstone ones. And they've had toxic ones in the past, every card game has, but don't seem to have the low lows Hearthstone is currently in. Maybe it's only the current, and also because Hearthstone doesn't really do, like, update single-player content anymore is another problem of it. Despite having a single-player campaign, they completely removed the game from existence. Maybe people that on Steam complain, I don't know, servers are shut down now. A single-player version would have to still function, though. Maybe... that still sucks. Then again, maybe the card game just wasn't a very good one. So maybe I wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway. You didn't own it, you can't get it now, it's delisted. Oh, I'm sure of that. Like, there's theoretical options. Maybe I could find some, like, I don't know. I know people who play a lot of card games. Maybe I could get one of them to lend me a way to play it temporarily. Like, maybe one of them had it, and maybe if you owned it, you could still play the single-player stuff. And I could be lent that, try to play an Argonian-centered deck for the hell of it, you know? Actually, I suppose Firewatch is kind of the closest here.
Yes, Outlander?
We just not let you fall in the ocean. That... You get me to tell Mora, actually?
What is this regarding, Argonian?
Nothing from Tell Mora to Firewatch, but I think there was an alternate boat in Sagerith Mora. Not Dagon Fell. Yeah, you'll take me to Firewatch, okay. Imperial Cult Priest in Firewatch. Then we can find this Ladia Tunifus. I can at least ask for a specific place. Ask myself, do I like you enough to tell you about this? The fuck's your problem? The hell's the guard in this place's problem? Fuck did you say, soldier? I guess that guy's not a soldier, he's some moron who doesn't understand where his paycheck comes from. Fortis Emberkeep, Drake Light Beacon, Fort Dustmoth, the Docks Complex. Okay, the Old Fortress. Uriel's Quarters, the poor neighborhood in the south of the city. Why the fuck's it called that? You know, that's the gate quarter. Original core. Built by Symmachus at the beginning of the Third Era. Ember Keep, Drakelite... Ember Keep. Fortified Palace of Perulia Gendatia the Duchess. Drakelite Beacon. City's most famous landmark. Headquarters of the Knightly Order of Firewatch. Muriel V built the lighthouse when he was preparing for his invasion of Akavir. Been a symbol of Firewatch ever since. Ah, yeah. Maybe I could ask for services, actually. Two inns, Queen's Cutlass. Traders in that district. Shops on the hill. Find the college. College? College of Firewatch is a big building in the Vaint Quarter. Institute of Higher Learning, sponsored by the Duchess of the Imperial Commission. Many Westerners come to Firewatch to teach or study, especially since Vardenfell opened up.
What say you?
Suppose what I could try... Could try Amulet of Divine Intervention. Grand Chapel of Akatosh. If they're anywhere, they gotta be here, right? Yep. I'm still in Firewatch, yes. Back to the Undercroft, I guess.
There's much to discuss. Much to learn.
Double check the name.
Yes, outline.
Lydia Tunifus.
Good for the Empire, good.
What day is today? Talk if you're talking.
That happened to be you? Yeah, there you are. What can I do for you? You're looking for a ringlet? Yeah. Yes, I got a ringlet of Ashland design from... It's called a donation some time ago. Wonder why you... That's not important. Not overly attached to it. You have it if you want it. Not the time to fetch it right now, because I have to deal with... Alcedo Nerol. The way C's and E's look in this game always throws me off. What? Arrived from the Imperial City a few weeks ago. Supposedly a support for the local Imperial cult staff. Now he wants me gone. Thinks I'm not suited for this position. Calls me a disgrace. Claims I'm extorting money and favors from the local populace using my position as leverage. Preposterous. I don't know how preposterous it is. Of course, he has no idea what he's talking about. Merely adopted to the culture of this land. To an uninitiated outsider that may look as if I am, Stenmdar forbid, extorting people. Pure slander. Anyway, the problem is, Nerol possesses Imperial cult documents which show my indigenous methods. The guards, though, might interpret them as Nerol hopes them to, as proof that I am a criminal. I need you to acquire these documents and change them. See, I'm afraid Nerol will never stop his crusade against me. He needs to go! Change the documents to implicate Nerol instead of me, then give them to a guard. If Nerol is apprehended for my misdeeds, he'll learn the Imperial cult can't work by the book in this land. We have to adapt. Do this for me and you'll get the ringlet from me. Now see, this is something Ngoth ain't gonna go along with if he can help it. No. No? Oh, I see, you think that he's right. You think that I'm a criminal. Well, hist, Guardian, I guess you don't wish to deal with criminals and I can't help that. Guess that means you won't get the ringlet from me either. Maybe your new friend, Alcedo, is going to help you instead. Have a blessed day, Ngoth the Third, Mara be with you.
I only have a
You
few
know I
moments.
could kill you and no one would do anything about it, right? I can turn invisible whenever I feel like it. Just invisible enough that no one can implicate me in anything. If I really want to. What was that inn she mentioned? The Hanging Noose? Did she say anything about an inn? Perhaps he can help me get the ringlet instead. He's staying at the Howling Noose. I was close. Thought I was going insane.
Good morning.
It's a furnisher. Furnisher? The hell does a furnisher sell in this game? Sure enough, furnishings. I don't know what I expected it to be. How's it going? I could bother looking at my map to try to figure out where the hell I'm going. Oh, howling noose. Turn around. Go past here and turn left. Okay.
Wealth beyond measure.
Time to talk?
How's it going?
I've a few
Welcome,
minutes.
layman and Goth III. Tell you about services. Donate more time and effort. Would you like to become a lay servant? Not especially. So, about Ladia. She wants you to tamper with the evidence I've collected. I think the 9 you did the virtuous thing and refused. Yeah, I'm really not on board with anything she's doing, and... Sooner or later, she'll find someone less noble to do her dirty work. Need to expose her now. Here, my friend, take this copy of the documents and deliver it to any member of the city guard. Make sure the original stays safe while you do. Meet me at the Grand Chapel of Akatosh once you're done. I can help you find this ringlet you were looking for. Oh yeah, that's actually really easy. Hey, what's up? Lydia Turnifus is extorting money. Accusing an esteemed member of the Imperial Cults of a crime like this is a serious matter. This evidence looks compelling. Thank you for your efforts. Knight of the Imperial Dragon? Oh, wait, shit, you're like my superior officer by a lot of levels. Maybe you saying something is often enough. You should still look for evidence. Okay. Make sure these papers are thoroughly examined and the appropriate actions are being taken. Guard has received the evidence. Alcedo should be waiting for me at the Grand Chapel of Akatosh. Hey, wow, this was actually way easier than what she wanted Ngoth to do. Yeah, he's already replaced her location. Hey, what's up? Ngoth, good to see you. Guards were here and took Lady Atunifus away. How about this ringlet you said you were looking for? Found it among Lady's belongings after the guards took her away. Guess the proper thing to do would be to leave it for the Magister to collect, but... if it hadn't been for you, I'd be the one in jail right now, so... I think I can make an exception just this once. It doesn't become a habit and I end up like Ladia did. You're already pointing out that it could, so I think you're gonna be okay. Alright. Is the Imperial Cult and Firewatch... Karos Kochius, the Burgrave of Old Ebonheart. I can use the Mage's Guild Guide to Old Ebonheart. The one that's a knockoff Argonian.
Working with you. Welcome.
Hey, guess you don't know. Burgrave.
Yes?
Check the housing area. What is a Burgrave? Never heard that word before. Yawn. Very stressed out, and right now he's so glad I'm online. Looking for channels that aren't debating or having politic talks today, because it really just stresses you out and makes you worry. Happy. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I will warn you, I am debating, but I'm purely debating Elder Scrolls lore at the moment, which I hope is at least a little bit less stressful than real-life politics. And granted, that conversation also kind of petered out. That's okay? Alright, hope so. Currently looking for... and debate Great House politics, if you want. Yeah, I am on the side of House Telvanni. I know they're probably... they're one of the most immoral of the houses. They're also the funniest house. So I think I can let a lot of their, immorality slide. And also that 9 times out of 10, they don't care. At least individual Telvanni do not care. Starvin', what'd you eat today? Or did you eat today?
Please, by all means. I'm listening.
Looking for this guy.
Your bidding, knight?
May you find all that you
No idea how to look for him, though. The Burgrave. Like, am I supposed to know what that is? I'm gonna look up that word, because I actually don't recognize it. Governor or hereditary ruler of a German town or castle. So he's basically the mayor, then. He had a meatloaf with rice, but apparently that's not enough. What kind of rice? So here's the thing. I love me some fried rice, but I know it doesn't fill me up unless I eat tons of it. Actually, what I did to start making it more filling is I started adding, regular steamed rice. Steamed rice usually fills you more than fried rice is the thing.
The Nine and the Empire.
I can try someone in particular, I suppose. Or I can't. Huh. Can't ask for someone in particular in this town. Interesting. Vendici Manor.
Any time now.
That's not where I need to be. Where am I going? Couldn't be in the Grand Chapel, could they? I could look.
How can I help you?
Oh, Guard Exemplar. I was like, wait, what the heck was wrong with that guy's face?
I'm listening.
under sun and sky, Outlander.
Power of the Grand Chapel? I don't know. Undercroft of the Grand Chapel?
Knight of the Imperial Dragon. How?
An honor, to be sure.
Nah.
Well met,
Jeez, I have no idea where to look for this guy. Like, I can't ask anyone about him, and the someone in particular option isn't even here in this town. Let me see. The Ebon Tower, maybe? That place is also a nightmare to navigate, is the problem. I can try.
Can I help you out? Do you need something?
Not again.
Someone in particular. Carlos Cochius Burgrave, Castellan of the Ebon Tower, can be found in the Great Hall of the Palace. It's Great Hall of the Palace. Which one's the palace, and which one's the Great Hall thereof? Just saying the Great Hall of the Palace is, not very descriptive.
For king and emperor.
Like, am I in the palace now? I don't think so. It's not called a palace. It's called the Hall of Justice. But also, nothing is called the palace, so how can I know? Is the entire thing called the palace, despite not being called the palace? I don't know. Really don't name things properly. Here's the Palace Great Hall. Alright. That's better.
I'm listening.
Head on.
There you are. No need to bow, sir. You may approach. I believe we've been introduced. I am Lord Karos Kochais, Castellan of the Tower. What is it you want with me? This is gonna sound weird. You haven't come across a ringlet? Ringlet, you're saying, Goth III? You've come to the right place. There's indeed guidance that Lord Boethio wishes to bestow upon you. Ruin finds you eventually wherever you try to hide from it. You are surprisingly forthcoming about this. Seville Ferris is awaiting ruin in the city of Necron. There have been complications. Now Seville Ferris is teetering on the cliff edge. Be so kind, Argonian, give her that little nudge she desires. There you go, in Goth III. It's all the guidance Lord Boethia has for you. Noted, and also fucking horrific. What? Alright, it's in Necrom, so I'll go there last, then. Yeah, it's in Necrom. I have a mark in Necrom to get there faster, so... Meantime, I will be faster to just teleport to Vivek.
Well, here's a fine one.
Speak freely.
It's the other one, he'll take me there.
Greetings to you.
Alright, who's the one in Vivek? Yeah, okay. Da-da-da, Mephala... That named Taro Strahl. But straight up said she had no hints on how to find them, which... that hurts.
I don't...
In a place as big as Vivek, I'm gonna level with you, I'm gonna look it up. Oh, bleh. So remember the Morag Tong. I can get there easy. I mean, remember, they're under the arena. Which was... square and a half, like that one, I think. Whee! I suppose looking for the Morag Tong in Vivek would be a smart way to try to look for a follower of Mephala. In hindsight, makes perfect sense I should have checked here first. Forget. Is it up here? I haven't been to the Morag Tong headquarters in forever. It was in the Wasteworks. Is it under the Canal Works? Was that it? It's under storage, that's right. Hey, this old Dwemer shield I used to have. It's still here. The rat's always coming back. Taro Strahl. And I do for you, Grandmaster.
Freely, Outlander.
Hey, know anything about a ringlet? Right, you're here. Was expecting you any day in Goth III. Lady Mephala has left a message for you. Those who seize power by force will find it wrested from them again by force. Go and find the priest Sovor Satus. Walked the sacred path, but lost his way when he crossed the Great Bridge. Here's what you long for. You're asking me. I never heard the name before receiving this message for you. Literally no hints as to the man's location. You just have to figure it out. That's nonsense. That's no better than just saying fucking guess. That's just straight up bad. Like, finding finding a follower of Mafala. If you've been paying attention to the story, yeah, you probably would have thought to come here. Like, even without the hint, like, it makes perfect sense to go here to find a prophet of Mafala, theoretically. When the prophet gives you nothing but a name, not even a loose location, fuck you. That's inexcusable. It is, I looked, it's a Tamriel rebuilt NPC, which means there's literally zero impetus to have known about this. Where the hell's Roadir again? That's where he is, by the way, Roadir. There's nothing in the game to indicate he's there, you just had to know that already. He's actually north of Roadir. I don't remember where that is. Port on the Thur River. Was that? That's Navandaram. There's almost there. Here's Roadir. Alright, I'll go back down to Old Ebonheart, and I can get to Roadir from there. They just expect you to know this guy's name and where he is. Yes, I have run past this guy a lot, but no. I don't think it's reasonable to assume I remember the name of every NPC I've ever walked past. Especially in this game where there's plenty of chance I'd have never even given him the time of day. Because he's a random NPC. He's not someone I'm guaranteed to have run into like Peakstar was. And even then, your journal still tells you where that is. Like, this is actually bad. Like, that's not a hint. Just the guy's name, go out into our enormous world, literally larger than the original game, and just go find him somewhere. Maybe that was somewhat feasible when this was first made. Now, inexcusable. I'm sorry, there's no excuse for giving me a name and literally nothing else. And the guy, you can't even ask him more. He's like, why are you asking me? I don't know. Fucking, that's not an answer then. Mafala didn't actually help. Which, granted, is like Mafala. This is published in the most recent update. Then there's no excuse for this nonsense. That is inexcusable. They've been working on this for years, and they never, in all those years, thought to themselves, hey, maybe we should tell them where this NPC is. Like, maybe this is an NPC who's famous in the community. That's still not a good excuse.
I'd
Never
be happy
remember
to
which one of
talk.
you does which.
My pleasure, really.
Welcome, friend.
Clearly they decided they needed to rush it out for some reason. And they ignored very basic pieces of it, like where things are, how to get to those places. You know, the things that make it good at all. Like, as it stands, I'm getting more and more happy I get to leave this. To be fair, that is mirroring Ungoth's growing hatred of this entire country, or province, whatever. He gets no respect, and people frequently tell him to go places and not tell him how to get there. Roadir's down here. Apparently just north of Roadir. think I remember this guy, actually. Just no way in hell would I have remembered his name. There's a billion NPCs in this goddamn mod. You cannot expect me to remember the name of all of them. When I started saying that, I was expecting some kind of pushback, but I suppose a stopped clock is right twice a day. Once in a while, my angry complaints are just correct. Yeah, I think this is him. Yep. I'm Civvy with you, old friend. We've never talked before. Welcome sight to my old eyes. I've been expecting your return for so long. We've never talked before. I almost thought you wouldn't come. Almost gave up hope, but here you are. Feels like a burden has been lifted from my mind. At the same time, I can't help but worry. Tell me, have you come to judge or to absolve me? What? Judge? I was afraid you would, old friend. I was expecting your judgment for many years now. I was dreading the day it would catch up to me. Never came, and it was starting to suspect it would never come. Well, I'm glad the day finally arrived. Civil weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Your old friend, I'm waiting your sentence. Why do you call me old friend? My old friend, you do not recognize me? After all we went through together. This part of your judgment already? You decided to consign our shared memories to oblivion? You couldn't have forgotten. After all the adventures we went on together? Seems time has not been kind to you after all. It's me, old friend, your trusted advisor. You were an advisor? With whom? Do you doubt my words, old friend? Have I given you reason to distrust me? I don't deny my guilt, but have you ever questioned my motives? No, old friend, you of all should know better. Made sure to teach you that lesson quite diligently. I remember you being a diligent student. This is something else. I take it you already reached your verdict. Why'd you do whatever you did to me? See, that's more like you, old friend. Taught you to question everything presented to you. Glad you took that lesson to heart. To answer your question, it was necessary. Old friend, you understood that as well as we did. Thinking about it, I figured you would know that still. Surprised you don't remember it. How curious, are you sure you're alright? Might help if you were a little less vague. That's my fears were unfounded all the time. You don't seem very well. Not in a state to judge anyway, unless me of all people, your old friend and advisor. I pity what time has done to you. Least I can do is help you with whatever it is in my diminished powers, but what could be done? Right, how could I forget? Seems like you're not the only one in need of help. That is something that used to belong to you. It belonged to a friend of yours. Can't remember anymore. Not sure how I acquired it back then. Quite sure it belongs to you now, though. Anyway, maybe this will help you remember what you forgot. Certainly help me remember you, old friend. This guy... Is he implying he was an advisor to Nerevar? To Indoril Nerevar? Because this ringlet did belong to one of Nerevar's comrades. But it's also called the Madman's Ringlet, implying this guy might just be crazy. But in the context... I actually kind of like that interaction is the thing. They should have just told me where the fuck he was so I didn't have to look it up on the internet. That was kind of like a cool interaction. This guy... It's almost implying he knew Nerevar. Very much implying. And maybe he even had a part in Nerevar's betrayal. Like, the betrayal getting him killed. Recognizing you right off the bat is an interesting tip. Or a little bit. Like, here's the thing. What he says just barely lines up enough with what happened to be very intriguing. But it's also unhinged enough. And he clearly doesn't understand how the reincarnation works, if it's true, where he might just be crazy. And also, that would make him exceptionally old. Think he may be Sotha-Sil or a reflection of Sotha-Sil. Sovor Satus, his name is a little similar. And he does keep saying he taught You. Was Sothasil a teacher of Nerevar's? Here's the thing, he's still just short of being coherent. Like, he doesn't understand the truth. Greater of great wonders, old friend. I spent years' worth of time poring over schemes and contraptions. Kept going on long after you were gone. Fascinating. Again, his frequent use of old friend, like Sothasil apparently kept possibly insanely calling Nerevar. Like, maybe, like, losing his mind at that point, because he was just so isolated. Talking to him like he's still there. Kept calling him old friend. Like I said, that interaction is so interesting. Like, you just added another layer to it that makes it even more interesting. Why couldn't they put the tiniest amount of effort by giving a reason to know where he is? You cannot ask a player to scour the entirety of this nonsense for one NPC. You gotta give me a hint. Literally not even a hint other than, this is the NPC's name. And for such an interesting NPC... I'm actually now disappointed how friggin' poorly they handled that with how well done that dialogue is. How fascinating and layered it could be. Alright, the last one is... in Necrom somewhere. Decided to give me... for listening to Sovor Satis for a while, I decided to give me the Madman's Ringlet. Water. Da-da-da. Seville Theris is awaiting ruin in the city of Necrom. Teetering on the cliff edge, be so kind and give her the little nut she desires. Seville Theris. Anyone by that name? Theris? Think I've heard that name. Small family of Telvanni retainers by that name came to Necrom to deliver the remains of a relative recently. Probably left the city, though. Maybe Seville was the deceased? Ask the Fane of the ancestors. Oh, thank you. Fane of the Ancestors. Was that here? Excuse me. Okay, you're one of those who didn't get the Nerevar was real update to their script. Yeah, Seville Theris? Those of the dead are usually brought to the basement. Members of the temple may enter that area.
You may
Is brought to the temple vault below. Here there was a complication. You should speak to Aslan Saville at the High Offices. Sure will allow you to access. You're the Nerevarine, after all. Alright, good. They allow another way in if you didn't decide to be part of the temple.
What is this about?
Say the words, Auditor.
There. The audience with the Archmatron? No. About the vault. Normally only members of the temple are allowed to enter the vault. However, Lord Vivek has named you Nerevarine. Guess we can make an exception. You wish to enter? Yes, please. Along got the third. Ski will let you open the doors to the vault. Act as proof you're permitted to enter. Don't lose it. They provide access to a sacred place. Don't touch anything in the vault. Follow the orders of the Ordinators in mourning. Yeah, sure.
Say what you want or go.
So Sothasil was one of Nerevar's counselors, and in the cantatas of Vivek is identified as the teacher. It is worth noting that Nerevar is not stated to have been especially talented at magic. So I don't think Sothasil was probably his magic teacher, or else he probably would have been pretty good. Figure he was probably a teacher to Nerevar because he was a big smart guy. Yeah, that makes sense. You would want Sothasil to teach you shit. Yeah, like philosophy and stuff. The law is off limits, Pilgrim. Move out. Here. Here's the key. You wish to enter? Yeah. Very well, stand back while I raise the gate. Pardon me. What the fuck? Lord Indoril Nerevar? I'll admit, I did not see that coming. Blessed Vec, warrior poet, Lord of Morrowind. Where his feet were cut off, where his face was cut off, look at that. His feet are the face was removed, the feet are missing. But why is he a Dunmer? He died before the timer changed, didn't he? This Bonewalker truly contained the spirit of Nerevar. It's unsettling. And I like that I'm not allowed to question it a lot. I can tell he's a Dunmer? Granted, plenty of corpses turn out looking that color in this setting too, so I shouldn't... You're right. Good point. He could just be a completely desiccated and colorless Chimer.
I've heard a lot about you.
I feel like
Outlander.
Ungoth had
Go
a
ahead.
friggin' out-of-body experience right there. Just like... Ghost looks at her hands in confusion. And where is it? Was there a moment ago? No, this is all wrong. Excuse me, I have my hands full with the matter of Seville Theres. Yeah, I'm actually here about that. The ghost is right over there, behind the gate. Please don't open it. She's dangerous. Seville Theres' remains were brought to Necron by her relatives. As is tradition, we conveyed her spirit to the ghost fence. Just so happened, you must have vanquished the devil Dagoth Ur at this point, rendering the ghost fence defunct. Then we realized that her spirit hadn't been fully processed yet. Apparently, being stuck like this has caused great damage to her mind. In short, she's gone mad. We tried to calm her, but failed. Even Ungoth will have to reconsider if he is Nerevar. Like, he had a very weird experience. I think he's actually going to go back up there when this is done and really think about this. Because, like you said, Ungoth, before that exact moment, was under the very firm belief that Azora was bullshitting, and he isn't, and his soul wasn't anything. Seeing the Bonewalker of supposed Nerevar bother him so much if he was not, that's the thing. Like, the fact that he sees it, and here's the thing, I'm gonna add in a little detail that he just knew right away that's Nerevar, and it bothers him. And he doesn't know why it bothers him right now, and he has to think about that. He has to live with that. Ah, man. As far as we can tell, the best solution would be to transfer the ghost to her family's old ancestral tomb. I believe that's what she wishes for, too. Fortunately, in her current state, she's just too violent and unpredictable. Of course, you were one of the Ordinators, and mourning could doubtlessly dispatch her, but that's not the solution we want. Fair enough. Who knows what would happen to a spirit banished in a fractured state like this? Yeah, no, that'd probably be bad. We prepared an urn to carry her ghost to her family's ancestral tomb. Her spirit should be pacified, for lack of a better word, while being transported. So how would he know? Do he know to identify Nerevar by his wounds too? Because how would he know that? That's the thing. I'm thrown in, like, he looks at the feet, like, instinctively. Looks at the mask instinctively. He doesn't know why he knows to do that. It's just... And the rationalization he might come to is... Right, mantling's a thing. Maybe I wasn't before, but I am now. That's still annoying. That's probably the best rationalization... That might be the softest rationalization he could come to, but it's also going to take him a while to reach that point. He's going to be, panicking about this once he takes a moment to think to himself. He's on a mission right now, but it is already bothering him. Shouldn't stay inside it for too long, though. So once she is in, we need to hurry. Addition, the tomb is in Telvanni territory. Sending an ordinator in mourning there could cause conflict if not handled carefully. Say, Nerevar, would you help us bring peace to this unfortunate spirit? I'm a Telvanni. In fact, I'm head of the Parliament of Bugs. I can just tell them, that I need this shit through, and if any of them do crap, I'm gonna kill them. Sure, why not? Yeah. Hope you're not doing this because you feel responsible for its state. You're not. This is on us, not you. Oh, no. I feel bad. I don't know what happens to souls that are, like, broken and then that's weird. You're right, that's a concerning thought. Grateful for your help. Here's the urn. Let's go and make your ghost enter it. Theris' ancestral tomb is located east of Alt Basara. Should ask the locals for more precise directions. Shouldn't be hard to find a suitable resting place in there. Placing the urn among her ancestors will hopefully help her fractured mind recover. Urn added, journal's been updated. Ghost enters the urn without hesitation. Alright. He is very specifically not looking at it again.
Outlander, walk humbly among the ghosts, or you will be hindered.
Hey, can I fucking leave, please?
Honor the ancestors, pilgrim.
Dude. Open the goddamned gate so I can leave. Oh my god, did they actually not program the gates to open from the inside?
Cursed outlander.
City above. May I please go? Are you crazy?
Say the words, Auditor.
Alright, I'm recalling out of here because I have no other option. They literally locked me in that room. What the hell was that? Da-da-da. Alt Basara. Telvanni town. Oh yeah, that is a Telvanni town. Oh yeah, I've been there before. You can get there easy. Let me actually give myself a little speed up. Jump farther. Suppose not actually moving faster, this farther jumps, which I suppose is faster movement. Actually launch pretty far with a jump in this game. Was attacked by an angry spirit. Priest and Necron mentioned that the urn might attract them, so we'll make this trip to Theris' ancestral tomb easier. Rabbin Hop strat in Morrowind is classic. It's called Bunny Hop. They also move faster diagonally. Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. Because of bad math, I think it just adds the velocities together. Something like that. Does increase your chance of getting stuck on stuff, though. Yeah, that's definitely faster. Oh, hey, another ghost. Don't care. Ghost turn, coming through. Can't really jump. It's not as comfortable jumping this way diagonally. It's way more comfy doing it this way. There's another one. Alright. I love old, weird movement physics. Yeah, east of Alt Bosara. I can ask people here about it, probably. There's ancestral tomb? East of the Alt Bosara. Leave the city towards the east. Look for a canyon leading south, shadowed by stone arches. All that can until you reach the beach. The tomb is right there. Leave the city towards the east.
We welcome you freely, wealth beyond measure.
That's also, like... I think air strafing actually kind of works in this game a little bit. Or it might just be from holding a direction. Leave the... Was that leaving the city from the east? I don't think it was. It kinda was. No, into the canyon with shadowed by stone arches. Follow it south to the beach, that's what. That's right. This is Quamag mine. Got that shit out. Is it here? Here we are, Theris Ancestral. Stop, you must not enter. The Villa Theris can't stay in this ancestral tomb of ours. She's too far gone. She might not even be able to recognize her own kin. Can't bring her madness in here. It's too dangerous. Leave, Argonian. She needs her help. Come on. Come on, she needs help. I do have pity for her. I don't see anyone but family who could possibly help her out of this misery. You're right, Argonian. Can't deny her entry and force her into further suffering. It's our duty to try and soothe her mind. Failing that to end her suffering. Yeah, if she's gotta die, it's gotta be on you. Come on, don't make me do that. Very well, you may enter. Place remains the central ash pit. Thank you. Ace. Central ash pit, right? Sorry, just get into the central ash pit. That's there, right? I'm glad they're all friendly, because I just talked. You place the urn next to the ash pit, you feel a wave of relief wash over you. Suddenly you experience a memory that is not your own. See yourself entering your family's ancestral tomb. Locate an urn on top of an ornate altar at the northwestern wall of the central chamber. Place the ringlet inside it. Ghost seems almost serene. I think they're doing okay. Northwest wall of the central chamber. Northwest wall. Let me save in case they all attack me during this. No, they don't seem to mind. Sorry, I think she said I could have this. Alright, last one, and I can recall from that now. Awesome. Great. I do appreciate the kind of world-trotting aspect of finding those. I really wish better directions. That's what I wish always in this goddamn game. Am I in the right place? Yeah, this is the Hall of Contemplation. Move it, Here she's across from that room. I found more. Can't believe the owner of one of the ringlets was right under our noses, so to speak. Thank you for helping Seville Theris find peace. Thank you for the ringlet, Ingoth. Who do you say you got this ringlet from? Sovor Sadus. No idea another member of the temple was in possession of one of them, thank you. What do you mean, another member of the temple? You did it! Can't believe you found 4 of those ringlets. I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. You have my eternal gratitude. Please, give me the last ringlet. Then, so it's now time to summon Elandro's soul, Hortator. Let's do it. 4 ringlets should suffice to summon Elandro's soul. At least I hope they do. We'll try anyway. Of course, we mustn't summon him here in public, that's unthinkable. Fortunately, Necrom is large and sparsely populated. We have found a suitable place to summon him, without drawing much unwanted attention. How are we going? Need a place that's both secluded and easily reachable at the same time. Know of such a place? The deep vaults of the catacombs of Necrom. There's a room up a set of stairs on the north side of the deep vaults. People rarely visit that area. We won't draw attention there. Please, meet me there for the summoning. Where is there? What are the deep vaults?
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
I mean, I have a way... Were those the catacombs you found strangely upsetting corpse in? Well, of course it's not upsetting to me. Shut up! No, that was the temple vault. I don't think that's the same as the catacombs. How do I get into the catacombs, though? Local area? No. Specific place. City above Necrom, divided into 3 districts. Temple Courtyard has the Fane and the Temple Holdings. Upper District, Center Pilgrimage. Lower Quarter is... Well, some residences in the Charnel Works. The bodies of the dead are prepared. Let me see if I can find out how to get to the Necrom Catacombs. Deep vault. Oh wait, no, it was deep vaults, which means I probably should get in there through the vaults. With the corpse, with the animated, dismembered corpse that doesn't upset Ngoth even slightly, no matter how much he feels like he recognizes it and didn't need to be told its name. Please, Lee, please actually open the gate when I try to leave next time.
Tarry in the city of the dead.
Calm the fuck down. I don't like looking at that, but shut up about it. I mean, it doesn't bother me, shut up! Intricate locks on these doors appear to require 3 separate keys. The lock marked S has been opened. Ah, yeah. Ordinators in mourning talk a lot of shit for having emo eye makeup. They have emo eye makeup on their masks.
Say the words, Hortator.
This is just the vault. Where are the deep vaults? I guess it's... Chance I can ask you about the deep vaults? No. Not Necron and Necrom. No one is mentioning how to do this shit. Catacombs. Deep and long into the city. Remains of innumerable Dunmer ancestors. Watch over the people of Morrowind are revered and turned by the living. Please know how to get to the deep vaults. No one needs... I can't even find anything that mentions them. You find the Undercroft, but that's not the deep vaults. I don't know.
Sick scurry like you do, scum.
What's your problem? Don't like that shrine's here either. Bone Dancer Gauntlet, Bone Weaver Gauntlet, Chest of Fire. Heart Wall. Devil Spear. Other stuff's cool, others lame as hell. They're the vaults, but they aren't the deep vaults.
Say the words,
Means I don't know where to go. Look at it, don't look at it. Apparently that's the way out. Those are not very obvious switches. You calm the fuck down, I have permission to be down there. Just looking for the deep vaults, but no one will tell me what the hell they even are. Deep vaults of Necrom. Where? Okay, they're in the Sharno Works. One person could say that ever! God! You made this area, make people fucking talk about it! Tell me how to get there! I should not have to keep looking up on the goddamned internet where to find out how to do a quest. Because no one will tell me where anything is. Not this. Or maybe that map I also found was possibly wrong. I don't know yet. The Sharno Works. Can I get into the catacombs from here, please? I really can't help doubting catacombs are up the stairs. Alright, you can't. Good to know. Give me a minute. Alright, maybe found a way. It's complicated as hell and not where it should be, and no one tells you about this, but it might be there. Supposed to be a hall of contemplation. The Bane. That where I was before, was that the Hall of Contemplation? I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, it was. Hall of Contemplation, from which go to the Hall of Records, where there's apparently an entrance to the catacombs. How would you ever know this? Go fuck yourself, that's how.
Walk humbly among the ghosts.
Whatever you're looking for, I'm sure I don't know how to find it.
Why is everyone suddenly being assholes?
Say the words, Hortador.
Like, completely out of nowhere, like... Here, catacombs. For the spirits of my lords, I, Angoth III, request entry of the House of Ghosts. As you guess, I shall neither steal nor damage, nor speak ill of your undying glory, lest my bones be forever forfeit, name be spurned, and my spirit find no refuge in the halls of the dead. Sure, I won't take anything. I won't fuck with anything. Just need to find the deep vaults. Here they are. Apparently it's somewhere on the north side. I'm sure that won't be hard to find. Huh. Meet her in the deep vaults. She said there was a staircase on the north side. Ah, here we are. Welcome, Nerevar. Glad you're joining us. I'm afraid I must apologize. I did not come alone as you probably expected. Olvu Sorelith has approached me and insisted on coming along. I don't know how she knew about our plans in the first place, but she is the Archmatron after all. Learn anything of significance at the temple, she has to learn of it anyway. I don't care. Unless she takes a swing, then she's dead. Let me wholeheartedly congratulate you on your remarkable achievement, Angoth III. Without your persistence and thoroughness, Simone would have been all but lost. My, you seem surprised that I know about your plans. Certainly, you don't think I wouldn't keep a keen eye on the well-being of our most important dignitaries. Watch your progress with great interest. Now it's time to take a more active role in this endeavor. I believe we're about to perform a summoning ritual? Yeah, sure. Can't let you move forward. What? Dude, do you mind? I understand you're trying to summon Elandro Sul and question him on the true fate of Lord Nerevar at Red Mountain? Yes, Angoth III, I'm well aware. Who the fuck are you? After all, it's my duty. Rather, it was my duty to recognize the signs of someone questioning their faith. Emine Terethi has shown all the signs lately. When I started to see them, I started watching her closely. Why didn't you do anything when the sign showed up? Before you appeared, Nerevar, I probably would have done something already. The times have changed. The ban on the dissonant priests has been lifted. The devil Dagoth Or has been slain. The ghost fence machine has been shut down. When times change, we too have to change ourselves, otherwise we might end up lost. So I've held back on acting until it became necessary. Why the fuck are you here, then? Angoth III, in many years of service, I've acquired a particular skill that I value higher than my knowledge of the scriptures or my swordsmanship. I've learned to see into the hearts of people. Do you know what I can see in the hearts of the people right now? It's not happiness, it's not hope. No, Angoth III, I can see fear in the hearts of the people, and I know why that is the case. Why? It's true the enemy Dagoth Or has been slain, but it wasn't the tribunal who slew the devil. Neither was it us, protectors of the Dunmer people. Neither was it the army of one of the great houses. By the three, neither was it the almighty empire. No, it was the hero of the Nerevarine prophecy, which for decades we deemed heresy. None of us were prepared for this to happen, but it gets worse. If that heretical prophecy comes true, what other unthinkable things will happen next? You perhaps overthrow the tribunal in the temple? Already did that, you guys just kinda kept going regardless. You know Vivek's dead, right? Like, he's super dead. Like, I stabbed him so many times. You lead Morrowind into a terrible, bloody war against the Empire? Fuck no. You struck down the devil, do you realize what that deed would cause? Him to no longer be a problem. Do you expect to cause fear and anxiety in the hearts of the people? That's why I'm here now, Angoth III. I'm here to warn you of the consequences of your actions. And what consequences are those? The dissonant priests claim that Lord Nerevar was murdered by the tribunal. Consider them heretics for claims like that, not anymore. What if you find out they've been right? What if you reveal something like that to the Dunmer people? It could cause people to lose faith in the temple and even abandon it entirely. Fucking good. You're an outlander, Ungoth. You don't know how deeply interwoven the temple is with the life of the Dunmer. You can't cut off one of your limbs and go on as if nothing has changed. You want them to trust the temple based on lies? I'm not blind, Ungoth. I understand the claims of the dissident priest could mean that I devoted my life to a lie. I'm well aware of that possibility. I'm also aware that such a lie would have taken root in our people by now, and would be deeply intertwined with our society. Can't rip out the lie without causing injury and pain. Right now, however, our society already is anxious and worried. Right now, our people are not prepared for another change of such radical proportions, not yet. Fuck you. What has come over you? Has your victory over Dagoth driven you to megalomania? Dude, I was never part of your temple. I never liked your temple. I think you're all insane. Your gods are dead and you keep worshipping them anyway. There's no part of your ideology that makes sense now and no part that made sense ever. So yes, I'm more than happy to rip it out. Whatever's left of you after it's done deserves to live. Those of you too stupid to let go of a lie you were told your whole life don't deserve to see what comes next. I feel for them, and I'm not going to go out and hurt people just because they believe something stupid. I help people who help themselves at least a little. You're not really looking for the truth, you're just looking for cinders to set the temple ablaze with. No, I'm looking for both. Wasting my breath arguing with you. Do what you must, I won't stop you. You'll fail. Go on, I'll watch you from the back. Even though I already know exactly how this'll end.
Whatever it is, I'm not interested.
Let's close the door, at least. Oh, raid! Mr. Alex. Something's wrong with the green screen on that raid effect. I don't know why. Hello, party people. Hey, Green Ghost. Let me shout you out real quick. Alright. What were you playing? Looks like you were doing... Oh, you were playing Ace Combat. Raid, hey, welcome in. Those who do not know, I am Fish. G-H-O-T-I, Fish. Yes, it's spelled that way. Yes, it's confusing. No, I won't change it. Ace Combat 5, awesome game. I've never played the Ace Combat games, I don't think, but they certainly seem interesting. I'm playing Morrowind, as you know, the Tamriel rebuilt expansion. We're actually about to call the ghost of one of Nerevar's closest allies. Yeah, go eat? Alright. Anyone else who needs to go do stuff, feel free to. Anyone who wants to see this part...
Your actions precede you, Outlander. I've heard good things about you.
You picked up the ringlets? Yeah, one sec. Outcast ringlet. Schemer's ringlet. Madman's ringlet. Journal's been updated. Oh, hey, there he is. Call for me again? Yes, I recognize your voice. How could I forget? I don't sound anything like whoever you're talking about. Just a reminder, this Nerevarine is Argonian. Lost count of how often I've heard your call to arms. Once I served as your shield-bearer. In many battles I was by your side, always watchful, always faithful. Alas, though. You needed me the most, I was not there. I wasn't there to intercept the fateful blow that felled you. When you were no more, I went to tell the tale of your fall to any mare willing to listen. Many among the nomadic tribes were, not among the House Dunmer. They had found new gods to worship. They abandoned the ways of their ancestors. The nomadic mare continued to defy them, they became spiteful and felled me too. They were mistaken, though. Death did not stop me from continuing to tell the tale. Through their own cruelty did the usurper gods plant the seed of their own downfall. For the nomadic mare knew the prophecy of wise Azura. The usurper gods knew of it as well. And their own false priests learned of it too. The prophecy that foretold your return. And lo, the day has come that you return, my dear friend. I can see, though, that you're not complete. Not yet. The truth still eludes you. Yes, I can feel it. It is here. So very close, almost as close as you. The mangled body of my fallen lord in Hortator. It is the key. I don't like how you're bringing up that body that makes me uncomfortable but shouldn't because I'm not Nerevar. Shut up about that. It will make you complete again. The reunion of spirit and bone will give you the knowledge you're looking for. What?
Did I leave that lamp on the desk burning?
Glad this is all so uninteresting to you. God's having a friggin' crisis, and she's like, I leave the stove on? Oh my god. Body of his lord and Hortator? Of course, it all makes sense. Nerevar's remains are right here in Necrom. When Nerevar's body was transferred to Necrom after his demise at Red Mountain and turned into a Bone Walker as a monument to his deeds. Bone Walker still exists to this day. Usually resides at the Fane of the Ancestors. Please, Ngoth, go to the Fane of the Ancestors and find out what Alondro Sewell's words mean. To return to my office for the moment.
Yes,
I really don't want to.
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Lord Nerevar's Bone Walker will certainly not tell us anything, at least nothing useful. But are you instead guided by some higher entity? A tribune? A Daedra? I don't even know what a tribune is. And Azorus tried to make me do stuff before, and I only did the stuff I wanted to do. How do I get out of here? It's not how I got in here, but whatever. Ngoth's having a bit of a crisis at this point, because he is very firmly believed that he is not Nerevar, and Azora was just making stuff up. The fact that people keep recognize him without him having to prove it. Ngoth runs crying deeper into the catacombs. He kind of did, yeah. It's like, he is actually having a bit of a panic attack here. Or at least an identity crisis, if nothing else. Temple entryway. Fourth chambers, nah. Nope, that's the deep vault. I came in through there. Where am I? Who am I? I mean, I'm in God, shut up!
Say the words, Hortator.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the quest that is messing Ngoth up the most of any quest he's run into at this point. Forget how I got in here. No, it's through these, that's right. Yeah, need to go this way, unfortunately. I need in.
Afraid, for the dead are...
Yeah, whatever. Where'd the Bone Walker go? Go about your business, but I'm watching you. Nerevar? Excuse me, I'm afraid you must come back at a later date. We have an investigation going on at the moment. Wait, hold on, you're the Nerevarine! What a coincidence! See, we're investigating the disappearance of Lord Nerevar's Bone Walker. Someone stole the body that isn't me, shut up! Right, I left the vault and then the Fane of the Ancestors. Bone Walker was seen walking across the city and entering the catacombs. However, that's where the trail ends. What? Catacombs are a maze of ancient tombs, even more ancient tunnels. Also, Lord Nerevar's Bone Walker in the tunnels. A lot more men to search every nook and cranny of the catacombs. I really don't know how to explain that to Matron Saraleth. Let me find the Bone Walker quickly.
Excuse me. Did you...
Say the words, Hortator. Be afraid.
Why'd it start moving now?
Dead are what?
Why right now, right when I heard about it and was gonna go check on it to prove it was all nonsense? Literally the moment. This is... Oh. The Angoth, it's not so fun on the other side of having your faith shaken, is it?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Now, it's not his faith in the Hist being shaken, to be fair. It's his faith that he couldn't possibly be the pawn of something else being shaken. The faith that Azura couldn't possibly have controlled his life. That's what's being shaken.
Go ahead. I'm waiting.
The heck's the Hall of Records? Oh, that's right, it's here. Yeah, oath, whatever. Did you see me run through? Praise it, Everine. Oh, it still works on you, at least. You're at least more polite to me after a few of those. Back to the fourth chamber.
Mathera.
Okay, not in the fourth chamber. What else is here? Deep vaults, fourth chamber, third chamber. Suppose maybe that wasn't all of the fourth chamber, was it? Yeah, okay, look a little friggin' deeper. Couldn't have gotten through a locked door, could it? Catacombs depths. Suddenly find yourself wandering through the catacombs below Necrom. As you pass a lit brazier, you see the shadow of a bone walker move across a wall nearby. Takes you a second to realize it is your own shadow. Then the vision fades. I think that's my hint that I'm close. Starting to see through the eyes of his own corpse. Old caverns. Ancient burial? Once again, you find yourself wandering these ancient tunnels. See yourself approach a fresco of Lord Vivek and raise an arm of bone and sinew. As your arm hits the fresco, it cracks and reveals a door hidden behind, then the vision fades. Fresco of Vivek. I haven't seen anything like that yet. First chamber? I genuinely have no clue. Hey, those aren't great hints. Because I don't know... Couldn't be there. Point of view of the Bone Walker. Saw a hidden door in the ancient burial of the catacombs of Necrom. Oh, it was in the ancient burial. Hidden door. Button here. Ancient burial's over here, that's right. Some kind of fresco of Vivek. I don't 100% know what a fresco is, if I'm being honest with myself. I have in my head what I think it might be, but not fully certain. Shrine of Velos Passage. Yeah, I don't think that's where I'm going. What the? Okay. Aggressive bastards. St. Velof's right pauldron. St. Velof's left pauldron. Reflect 30% on each, armor rating 258. Same as these, actually. Hypothetically. Yeah, nothing seemed to happen. Cool. Swift swim and water breathing are kind of useful sometimes, but I'd almost rather keep those as spells. Journal has been updated. Here's where the fresco used to be, for sure. Found the secret door in the ancient burial that I saw in my vision. Wait, Ngath III, you found the Nerevar Bone Walker? Is it in here? What is this place, anyway? Simine? Verendis? You aware of this hidden room? Simine says, no, I've never seen this place before. Verendis says, neither. Can't say I haven't been down here often. Couldn't wait until your eventual return, so I decided to follow you with Simine and Verendis. So you entered through this broken wall. I assume the Bone Walker entered through here as well, and broke down the wall. See what it was meant to hide in here. Ignore the pauldrons I'm wearing. Where did... It's not in here. Found a hidden chamber that contained a mural depicting the murder of Lord Nerevar at the hands of the tribunal. Neither Alvu nor Simine nor Verendis seem to be aware of this mural's existence. That is the official art, like, put on... That is the actual original art, like, sort of mapped onto the mural in pretty low resolution, admittedly. What the... Oh, hey. I do that too sometimes. Super moddy writing here. You have NPCs converse with each other like that in a dialogue box. Yeah. Though deep underground, you feel the warmth on your skin. Dawn. A blazing sun rises over Red Mountain as visions pass. Of battle. Of victory. Through Nerevar's eyes, you gaze at the battlefield, then at your allies. Despite Dagoth's absence, Lord Vivek and Lady Almalexia stand beside you, behind you. Your victory, Lord Nerevar, is your end. Pain, silence. You know not if this is your vision or his memory. If prophecy is truth, they are one and the same. His eyes shut, yours open. It is dark. Yes? Yes. By the 3 you're awake, are you well? What the fuck just happened? Just took one look at the mural and there was Lord Nerevar. We hit the floor and Lord Nerevar turned to dust. You don't look hurt, but... No one else fainted? No. This room does make me feel sick right behind the eyes. Sure you're fine? I had a dream, a vision. Saw what happened at Red Mountain. Minnie listens while you describe what you saw. This is the stuff of the divine. You're the Nerevarine in this place. That painting, it's you, do you see? Or was you before... Surely you were given this vision for a reason, but what does it mean? Alva says, this all borders on the heretical. Why would I believe what you said? Anyone can fake fainting. You know about Nerevar. Nerevar was killed under Red Mountain in the First Era. Dagoth Ur turned to profane Dwemer magic to bring about a new world order. That wasn't his name at the time, but sure. Let's forget that part. But he was mad. Tribunal, much as I hate to say it, have now been proven to have used the same magic. Their motives are in question. Azura brought Nerevar back to put an end to it all. Through you. Now Alondro Sul has given you this window into the past. Through the memories still embedded in the flesh of Nerevar's Bonewalker in this mural. There are many gray areas of the story, though. Like the nature of that mural over there. I don't understand where it comes from and why it's here. Perhaps this is Azura's last gift to you, Nerevarine. Or her last curse. I know the origin. It's complicated. You say it's complicated, I couldn't imagine otherwise. You can actually just say anything. Oh my, you could just say it's a dragon break. Lord Vivek created... you could just say whichever one it is, which is interesting. See, it's creation of Azura herself. She foresaw that it would serve a critical purpose in history. It's the physical manifestation of Alondro Sul's accusation against the Tribunal. Lord Vivek created it, reflects on the state of his feelings towards Nerevar. It's not from this reality. A dragon break occurred, leaving the mural as residue. Huh. I suppose I'm kind of choosing the truth here. Or Ungoth is making it up, but I'm gonna choose the first one. I'm choosing what Ungoth has seen it to be. Dragon Break. It is questioned whether or not the Numidium was turned on during the Battle of Red Mountain. It is questioned. That means the mural is from a possible future in which that was going to happen and someone would make a mural about it. I can imagine how close we were to such horror. Glad it didn't turn out that way. Right? Couldn't claim to fully understand what you really mean, Nerevarine. As you said, it's complicated. Anyway, let's talk about Lord Nerevar. After all, that's what we came for. Start at the beginning, then. Very beginning? How close were the Tribunal to Nerevar, really? Okay, so it's kind of letting you pick and choose here, which is interesting because a lot of it's meant to be up to interpretation. Like, a lot of it's meant to be very vague. So it's very interesting they're letting you pick here. I suppose if they gave their own definitive answer, that'd be kind of disingenuous to the spirit of the story's vagary. But by letting you choose what you think was correct, that's kind of bleeding into, like, letting each story have its own canon version of it. I think if they wanted to do that, this is not a bad way to do it. Let me think. Kept up appearances for the rest of the Dunmer people, but they didn't like each other, really. I don't believe that. Like most friendships, it came and went over the years. Possibly. Very close, they were the best of friends. I'd believe for some of them. It went deeper than just friendship. I mean, Nerevar and Almalexia were married, but that could have been a purely political. I'm kinda struggling on this, and I have my own thoughts. Here's the thing, I like to think they were at least very good friends. Here's the thing, I like to think they were very close, specifically to have made the betrayal all the more painful. Comforting to know that much, at least, is true. There was gay shit, don't doubt. Oh no, there was gay, but I'm not sure if it was ever romantic, is what I'm getting at. Like, I am absolutely sure that... What was Dagothor's original name? There's no question he was crazy into Nerevar. Like, maybe a little... It was very gay, at least there. And maybe there was some gay with Vivek as well. Actually, there's no maybe to that. That's just Vorin. Vorin Dagoth, that was his name. Could never remember. Yeah, Vorin Dagoth was definitely gay for Nerevar. We all know it. Vivek? Probably. Sothasil I would fully believe to be an entirely asexual individual, from what I know about him. And Almalexia... I don't think the two ever had kids, did they? I know Almalexia has had many children, but I don't know that she had any with Nerevar. They did not why'd they choose to murder him then? They did not murder him. They did. They thought he would stop them from obtaining power. Vivek only blamed himself for failing to stop Dumac's blade that struck down Nerevar. So Alexia had any actual children? Just like me, for real. She has. There are mentions of her having children that she had herself personally. Like, one of the candidates for the Eternal Champion is one of her children. Like, I think... I can't remember which one, but she does have kids. That is a thing. I suppose it's possible they're adopted, but the implication always felt away from adoption. Dagoth who did it. Vivek only blamed himself for not stopping him. Told them to. Through Azura, he saw their ultimate fate and knew it had to be done. Did what they thought was best for Morrowind, they never lived down their guilt. Here's the thing. I fully believe they killed him. I don't think Dumac got it on him. This is like a wholly new thing. Dagoth doing it. Again, he was Vorin Dagoth at the time. I feel like the mod writers... Either the mod writers forgot, or they're trying to distance him from Vorin Dagoth? I don't know. He told them to do it. That'd be a weird... Like... No. No, the interpretation I've always gone with is they did it to do it. They wanted the power of the heart, and he was not gonna let them have it. Can't believe... They felt remorse for it eventually, right? Vivek did, I'm sure of it. So Thasil. Alexia, though, I guess, probably not. Yeah, I don't think she ever had a thing. Yeah. How about Azura's partner, then? Legend goes she cursed the Chimera for the Tribunal's actions, but I've long studied Azura, and I'm not so sure that's true. Bringing their oath and killing her champion, she cursed the Tribunal's people. What about vengeance? Preparing them for what they had to face in the future, physically and psychologically. She cursed them, alright. It was pure envy. She didn't want to compete with the Tribunal after there was power. Here's the thing. The way that scene played out, it's actually kind of unclear if Azura was cursing them, or pointing out they had been cursed by their actions. But calling it the result of Dwemer magic is weird. I don't think the Dwemer... I've never heard of that. Never heard anyone have that take. Dwemer is just pulling something out of their ass, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's completely out of nowhere. These are at least about, like, she did it, but here's, like, a why. She does directly state it is not her doing, it is a tribunal's. Yeah, but, like, that's not an option here for some reason. It was pure envy. I don't know about that. Wasn't about vengeance. She was preparing them for what they had to face in the future, physically and psychologically. Directly lays the blame on the tribunal. Whether that's her saying, you made me do it, or saying that they literally are the cause of it happening, hard to say. But she does say it is not her act. I would say the closest for that would be, like, as penance for breaking their oath to her. So cold, we all should suffer for the choice of a few. Comfort is given, justice is taken. You forget your lesson, Simone. Our skin is something to be proud of. Azura just couldn't stand not having the last word. The tribunal made of it a good thing. Suppose there's some of the lessons of the Daedra, not to let anything break your spirit or your resolve. Sometimes sins take many generations to live up to. Must remain resolute in your faith, sister. That is, we consider what the tribunal did to Cid, which I believe not to be so. Then it comes to this at last. You know the truth of the tribunal, Ingoth. What is your judgment of them? You, as Nerevar incarnate and restored of your memories, knew them best. Nah. Let's see. Selfish and conniving, they should be shamed and maligned? Maybe. I feel like that might be what Ingoth would say, but when he's having this weird existential moment of actually, if truly in this moment, Ingoth is remembering the times of them being his friends, is remembering even marrying Almalexia, even if it was a purely political move. Remembering maybe a few too many times Vorin Dagoth stared at him for a while. Uncomfortable sometimes, but not always. They did both good and evil. For all their powers, they were fallible like all of us. Quite so. Guess we'll have to find in our hearts to forgive them, else we become like Malakath. During that time, Vorin stared directly at his ass. Vorin really thought I couldn't see it. He really thought I didn't know that was happening. It was like 2 minutes straight. It was crazy. He just kept going. The thing is, this is the weird part. Vivek saw him staring and didn't do anything about it. Was Vivek looking too, now that I think about it? Son of a... Ugh. Alexia was actually riding in front of me during that. Where was I staring? I wasn't staring at anything. I was too distracted by people staring at my ass. Forgiveness was the final lesson of the Tribunal, I think, after everything else they taught us. I see now it is what truly closes the Star Wound, first opened by the Dwemer in pursuit of cold knowledge and bitter war. Perhaps. Very touching, I'm sure. We still have to attend to the practical matters the Nerevarine so boldly laid at our feet.
What do you want, Outlander?
Ashes of Lord Inderil Nerevar. Yeah, so these are mine. I'm not letting you guys have these.
I have no time for you, God.
Saint Nerevar. Greatest number general, first counselor, yeah.
Is there something I can do for you?
That's what changing the future of an entire nation feels like. Could be an ingredient so you can eat them. Are they? They're miscellaneous. I don't think Ungoth wants to eat them, per se. Okay. You know what? I think this is the perfect place for Ungoth to say, I think I'm done with Morrowind, I'm going back to Cyrodiil for a minute. And just fucking leave. So I think this is where we're going to call Tamriel Rebuilt. And next time, I'm gonna pull up... Is it Project Cyrodiil? Whatever it's called. Project Tamriel? I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to install the one that lets you go to Cyrodiil, and I'm gonna explore that one around. I don't foresee Ungoth getting too much more powerful. Project Cyrodiil, part of Project Tamriel. Ah, of course. Other parts of Project Tamriel aren't, like, fleshed out at all, right? Like, they haven't released, like, even playable versions of any other provinces, have they? I think it's just Cyrodiil and the mainland in doing stuff right now.
We make a special trip just for you.
Skyrim has parts of the Western Reach released? Ah, interesting. But I don't think I want to take Ungoth to Skyrim. Just because, narratively, I can't think of a reason to send him there before, you know, going to Skyrim for Skyrim. Including Dragonstar, which is half a Redgar city. Ooh. Technically, a smidge of Hammerfell is released too. That's interesting. Maybe could give a little look to that. It could be interesting. It's not like he's never been to Skyrim before. He did go during the Simulacrum.
You seem like
you bring
very
good fortune with you. Welcome. Greetings to you.
If you wish to talk,
to meet
it
you.
is really no trouble at all.
Welcome, friend.
Now Ungoth's going to head to the one place he's felt even remotely close to being home since getting on Vardenfell. And he's probably going to conk out for a few days straight. He'll leave his old Swift Swim shoulder pads here, too. They are quite heavy. Think it still smells of old man sweat and skooma? If anything, it's worse now. Because Ungoth just leaves magic artifacts in here. There's just magic all over the room. There's also a pile of books he found that he got bored of. A bunch of grand soul gems. Some fucking wax. Ungoth hasn't changed the sheets. No, he is not. There's just random magical artifact. I mean, do you know what skooma smell does to magic? Nothing pleasant. Or what magic does to skooma smell, I should say. If anything, it's far worse than when he first arrived. And old man smell hasn't gotten better either. Yeah, I'm of two minds about that. About what we kind of just did. I did like it being ambiguous and letting Ungoth just choose to disbelieve it. But I kind of like the idea of forcing him into a situation where he can't just choose to not believe something anymore. Where he kind of has to face the same truth that he's forcing everyone else through. And that's that his faith is not always rewarded. He straight up didn't believe it was possible for Nerevar to be an Argonian because Argonian souls are the job of the Hist. Failing to really account for the fact he wasn't born in Black Marsh at all. He was born in Cyrodiil. He doesn't remember having parents there. But he clearly had to have. He hatched and he was mostly alone. Maybe some other orphans might have helped him from time to time, or someone taking care of him when he was really little. Don't really let you continue the belief that you're not Nerevar Reborn, though. Yeah, you could. I think if you had said, I had a dream, you could have tried to disbelieve it. Like, you could have tried to infer, like, it's not me. I don't know how to feel about that. Main game goes out of its way to let you deny it. I don't know. I think if I'd selected, like, the dream option, like, I dreamed of but instead saying it was a vision, I don't know. But here's the thing. I went with vision because I'd already hinted at Ungoth being immensely uncomfortable seeing Nerevar's body like that. Because I hinted at that, if I hadn't had Ungoth react so violently, if he had been very nonplussed by it, like just not bothered at all, like, that's not me, why should I care? Then I probably would have had him keep disbelieving. But I decided to have him do that, so I decided to go with it, you know? Improv. Yes, and. Yes, it made him uncomfortable, even though he wasn't believing it before. Even though he possibly could have kept rationalizing it away. But when he kept seeing when he kept seeing through the Bone Walker's body, and then it fell to dust and he remembered everything it remembered. He got to a point where he didn't feel like he could deny it anymore. Ungoth isn't one to deny what he sees right in front of him. That much stuff, it's difficult for him. And like I've said, his faith is neither blind nor unshakable. Damn everything, our boy Ungoth now has a whole new lifetime of memories. He's got mainly stuff with the Tribunal, but that means he's now a lot older than he was before, because presumably the Chimer lived just as long as the Dunmer do. As I say, he could have been 100 by then. I won't say he has all the memories, but he has a lot of memories of being with the Tribunal. Like, and for some reason, it's all just the sort of gay moments. They'd have an interesting reaction to temple quests now. You know what? That might be an idea. That might be an idea. Maybe before I do Project Cyrodiil, I could go back and... Because I never joined either of them, I don't think. Trying to connect to this new part of himself. That's a very good idea. I might just do that, actually. And... it's... like... yeah. But, alternatively... he could try to connect to that part of himself, or... he could, alternatively...
May I help you?
Run away from it to Cyrodiil and then to Akavir. Run away from it hard. Trying really hard not to accept this part. Literally running away, not only out of the nation, but then out of possibly all of space-time, depending on how Akavir is. But no, that is... One way lets me play Morrowind longer is the thing, which lends a lot of credence to it. But also, I do wonder... ah, man. Do I want Ungoth to try that? I need to think about this, actually. Genuine writing question I'm gonna have to give myself. Man, I gotta think about that. Cool, I might have to ask your actual, like, help with this. To understand, like... man. It'd be a very different way for Ungoth to interact with Morrowind. It would. And, like, it might change entirely his motivations going forward is the thing. For him to come back from Morrowind a completely different person already, spent all this time rejecting Morrowind and considering himself an outsider who has no interest in being part of it. Yeah, because his entire time here, he rejected it because it rejected him in almost every regard. The people here rejected him for so long. He had to fight and bite and kick and scream to get anything resembling a connection. And then when he's finally doing what he considers probably his last big thing before leaving, his entire journey is recontextualized to him at the last minute. Almost as a cruel joke by Azura, just to screw with him. Maybe even a cruel joke by... could have been by anyone at this point. Oh, man. But, I think, in terms of gameplay, that is where I'm going to call the recording here. I'm going to stop the recording for YouTube here. As always, thank you so much for coming if you came. If you didn't come, you don't get a thank you. Bye-bye, YouTube.